Hey y'all, this is Rivalry, and this is the Be Ready anthem, y'all. I hope y'all ready. Stay ready, be ready, 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 stay ready. Every show, new face, new dream. Young man out here building a team from the track to the court to the turf and the rings. They all grown different, but they got the same theme. Putting in work when the lights not on. Late night, early morning, still going strong. They don't do it for the lights, they do it for the fight. Future looking bright, cause they training for their life. So be ready, stay ready, 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 be ready, stay ready. Spotlight on them, time to show love. Brother smart and dream, all star from above. The hustle in their heart, purpose in their feet, and they voice on this mic that echoes in the streets. Every episode, no cap, no fake. Just young bugs grinding, rising to the stage. Different faces, same goals. Rise above the pressure, yeah, holding goals. So be ready, stay ready, 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 be ready, stay ready. So put your hands together for my boys, Coach Tony and Carlos, for the Be Ready podcast coming on right now. Let's get it, let's go, y'all.
Oh yeah. Welcome back to a special Christmas episode, y'all. Welcome to episode 91 of the Be Ready Sports Podcast, y'all. As y'all see, back again. With back again, as you know, this man has been reliable. Every time we have a special show come on, Deuce be like, "Hey man, I'm here." So shout out to my man Deuce. This is what, seventh time on here, sixth or seventh time on the show.
6-7. Yes.
Oh, here we go. I just stepped into that. I stepped into that, Carlos.
You should have done it. You should have
I
done it.
stepped into that. I stepped. Oh,
If I was
I'm
you,
too old, man. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about what that means, but I stepped into it. So, Deuce, man, tell everybody what's up. What you've been doing since your return episode back in November.
What's up? I've been working out and stuff like basketball wise. I haven't been doing anything else besides that. I do got a camp this weekend though, so that would be good.
I'm gonna call you Sir. I'm gonna call you Terrell. Go to a camp, Deuce Binion. That's your name. Cause boy, if you always at a camp. But you had some big news that you shared on your Instagram story today, man. You want to tell Carlos and Steve and the audience what your big news is?
Oh yeah, I'm officially grabbing Grim.
Ooh.
Yeah, you get one of
Well,
these.
grab on it, grab on it.
StreamYard acted retarded today.
All right, dudes, grabbing rim. Okay. Hey,
Yeah,
man, that's a start. That's
grabbing room.
there
Pretty
you
soon he's
go.
gonna be dunking on old heads. That's the part.
Yeah. Yeah, and then probably in high school you're gonna be, dunking in transition. Transition dunk.
Yeah. And also coming to the stage, we have the king of the chat. We call him king of the chat because boy, he's that king of the chat. Give it up. I think this is what your about third time. We haven't seen you in a while since the college football episode. So I know you're gonna have a lot to say today. based on the topic of the show. But Steve, break the ice. Tell them a bit about you and what you've been up to since the last time we saw you.
Um, I'm a supporter. I am the king of the chat. I usually come in for college football conversations when I'm invited, which I'm grateful to be invited. Thank you both. Um, I don't know, man. Not much since the last time I was on. It was preseason to now postseason. So basically, watched enough ball, got enough information, got to see with my eyes what was good and what was not good, what was going on with the committee, what needs to be fixed. So I have a lot of opinions on that. And
Hey, that's later on the show, bro.
yeah, well, you want me to break the ice? I'll break it. Things got to change. This committee, man, things are kind of goofy. We got to figure out what the objective is. But no, not much has been going on. Working, watching football, and you know, same old grind, different day.
All right. And back again, Mr. Carlos Rios, who had a big tournament last week in Tennessee, out there sharing on his stories that he's out here blowing teams out by 22, hitting corner threes on the catch, you
Yep.
know, showing that varsity is light work. The
Yep.
boy said he ready for college ball, man. He said there's light work. So Carlos, man, tell everybody a little bit about your tournament, man, the big things you got going on, and how bad you would cook Deuce on 1-on-1.
All right, so first I'm gonna start with my tournament. Just had a tournament last weekend over there in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. First time ever over there in Tennessee. First time I traveled out of Florida in the winter. And it's nothing like Florida. Nothing like Florida. When you get to Tennessee, low 40s, high 30s. I was there in person to experience that, and it was cold, but hey, it was lovely. It was lovely. The experience and all that. Outside the court, but inside the court, pretty good tournament. We went 2-1. We went 2-1, and I scored a couple threes. I scored a couple threes in that tournament, and yeah, just balled out. Went 2-1, and yeah,
All right. Carlos said big things popping, little things stopping.
yeah.
So so let's get there. Let's get this show on the road. When we get to the main topic, you're gonna hear me and Steve going at it. He's a Notre Dame supporter. I'm a USC alumni. He swears up and down that we're the cowards of the um,
Whoa, that's strong,
college
baby.
football world. So
I ain't saying the college football world, but when it comes to this
we
situation,
we 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 going we gonna be going back and forth. So it's gonna be a pretty entertaining show. It's gonna be really entertaining if Brucey gets on here before we get to the topic.
he ain't coming
Um,
on.
yeah, I think he's scared of Deuce. I think Deuce jumped on his case when he made a ridiculous take about Derek Queen and Cooper Flag on the draft episode, and he had eight youth athletes cooking them at the same time because he made that ridiculous take on about Cooper
What did he
Flag, and
say? What did he
they
say?
was going in on him, bro.
What was he saying about it? I know he's a Queen guy because he's from Baltimore, but what was he saying?
Well, what was I don't remember what he said word for word. I gotta go re
I remember
watch.
him and Bruce were debating
Episode to remember.
back in the day.
I don't remember exactly what he said, but I know they had to do something about Derek Queen over Cooper Flag, and everybody went ballistic on him.
It's not
There
that
goes
Derek
your
Queen's not good. It's just
there's your
at the time
there's your
nobody was
tag
quite
team
sure what
partner
was
right
about.
there for Notre Dame, the Format Podcast, Bruce. If you're not glazing Notre Dame in this situation to Bruce, you're not telling the truth.
It's not about glazing Notre Dame, coach. It's the full context of everything that goes on both sides. Yes, we're Notre Dame fans, but if this were like Texas A&M, Texas, and somebody was in the same situation, just change the
It
team
won't be the
name?
same because that's not your team. It's not going to be.
No, it's
You're
not.
not
It
going to have the
has
same.
nothing to do with it
And
being
like I
our
said,
team.
we're going to get to there. But it's Christmas. We want to get festive before we slice each other throats.
All right.
Bruce, why don't you get, man? I already called out the smoke on you, Bruce. I ain't nobody's light work. I told you to your face. I told you on I called your podcast and called you out. I told you, do you want this beef? Through text message, Bruce. All you got to do, the link is in the chat. All you got to do is click it. I am nobody's light works, Bruce. You know how this works. You know me by now, Bruce. Don't do that.
It's just hard to plead your case when your own players and team are saying what me and Bruce are saying.
We're gonna get to that.
Yeah, we'll get. Oh, he was drunk. You wasn't sipping with him, but he was drunk. Okay.
You know damn well Key don't know what
You
the hell
don't
he
know
talking
damn
about.
well nothing. The guy gave a 2-minute coherent message about the situation and was spitting bars. Just doesn't line up with USC. That's all.
Can we
He's
move on
saying
with the
the
show?
truth.
We got plenty of time to go into this. We got to talk about Christmas basketball and football. How OKC and SGA got cooked today.
Bros, the San Antonio's got OKC's number.
Hold on, let's call. We got order on this show. Carlos got to bring it in.
Well, hurry up, Carlos. Let's
Okay.
go.
Okay. Well, Tony gotta give me the clearance. So Tony, can I?
You don't need no damn clearance, man. Come on, let's go.
All right, let's go. All right, let's do this. All right. All right. So let's start with the first game of the slate: the Knicks and the Cavs. This was on noon on ABC. Great game to watch. Great game to watch. The Knicks kind of had a slow start. Had a slow start in this game. Cavaliers, they started fast in this game. Kind of an up and down game for the Knicks. Slow first quarter, had a good second, slow third, and then had a very good fourth quarter. But at the end, it was the Knicks led by that guy right there, Tyler Kolek, who made some key plays down the stretch. Like he made a block in transition on Donovan Mitchell. He made some crucial threes during the comeback for the Knicks. And the Knicks, 126-124, they beat the Cavaliers at the Garden. Tony, your thoughts on this Eastern Conference
I knew
matchup?
you was gonna ask me first.
Yep, yeah, and obviously I
Man,
go down the
what
line.
is what is bigger than hooping at Madison Square Garden on Christmas? Like, there's nothing bigger than that, bro. Nothing. There's nothing bigger than that. And the Knicks found they dominant enough they gym that I think if he can keep this up, I can't pronounce his name. That guy right there.
Kolek.
Yeah, sounds like a code. His name sounds like a code that you go to the ER for. But Mr. Cold over here, if he can stay hot, I think that he might be the missing link to get the Knicks through the East, because since he's been cooking, the Knicks has been a different team. He started picking it up in that basketball cup, which they won,
Yeah.
by the way. So that's going to give, if he keeps that up, give Jalen Brunson another go to, because Cat be soft in the playoffs, soft as Charmin, just like somebody else in the college football committee, but we'll get to that. But long as he keep this up, I see it's gonna be hard for the Knicks to lose in the East. And the Cavs, man, they've been sipping on that. I don't know what do you want to call it. They have done a complete 360 from how they started last year.
Yeah.
I don't think they got over, you know, their playoff exit last year. I don't think they got over that. But shout out to the Knicks, man. Keep it up, man. Have them New Yorkers out there happy, son. It's New York. It's the Knicks. It's the Garden.
Indeed. All right, dude. So your thoughts on the Knicks getting the win against the Cavs?
Hold on, before Deuce start, man. You see how he is, man. He getting prepped for superstardom. You know what I'm saying? You see how he got the glasses on? He just sitting there and he's like doing all this like the superstars do. Like he got the Gucci shades on, and
Yep.
he prepping himself for superstardom. See what happens when you grab rim for the first time. Your head go from this big to this big. You think he cool now.
All right, Deuce. So
All
your
right,
thoughts
all right,
on
dudes,
this?
go ahead and cook.
So I would say if I were to lose on Christmas Day to the Knicks at their home, I'll look be devastated because the thing is they had the lead at one point, but they ended up losing it and letting the Knicks come back. And then to speak on I don't know how to say his name. It's Tyler some.
Yeah,
Is it like Kovic or something?
Kolek.
Kolek.
Like, and then speaking on Tyler Kolek, he's been getting hot for the past couple of games, especially in the cup, because I think he can be a key role during the playoffs if he keeps playing like this. Even if like he doesn't keep the spark, I think he can at least do a little bit for the team.
Hold
But
up,
besides that,
hold up. Oh, but you can take shots at the West Coast, but Bruce, stop it.
Shout out to Bruce in the chat. Shout out. Merry Christmas. Steve, king
like
of
I
the
was,
chat.
I was about to say you gotta let Steve cook on this.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, don't worry. I got him right now. Steve, your thoughts on this Knicks win over the Cavs?
It was a close game. I mean, it was pretty competitive. I mean, it's a honor when you hear a lot of the players talk about playing on Christmas. It's a big stage. They usually get the national attention, so it's like it means a lot for these guys to play on Christmas Day. It's like a tradition. So it was good to see competitive basketball. It was a good game. I think when you dive into it, it's like both teams played well. I don't think a 2 point loss on the road at New York is something for Cleveland to be like, oh, the end is near. But when you dive into Cleveland this year, 17 and 15, I think we're seeing a couple guys who they've expected to make strides within that system. Guys like, Garland, who played okay. He played really well today. But a guy like Mobley, it's like you were a top, I don't know, he was like the number 2 pick or something. And we're in year, 3 or 4 for him. So it's like, when you look at the numbers, 14 and 9, it's not that bad, but it's like if you're going to be a guy that moves Cleveland closer to this Eastern Conference Championship type team, you need more than 14 points. Mobley needs to be at around 22 points a game for Cleveland to really be hitting peak Cleveland, where it's like this team has a chance to do something in the East or come out of the East. Right now, I think you're seeing a lack of his development, where it's like, I'm not saying it's all his fault, but he has to be accountable, where it's like at this point, when we're in year 4 or such, you got to be getting your 18 to 22 a game. You got to be getting your 12 rebounds a game. Like, you have to be a focal point of this team. Mitchell's going to get you his 30 on big stages, which he did. Garland needs to be a little bit more consistent, but today he played pretty well. And then for New York, it's like, we know what their starting 5 is. They're good. They play defense. They work well together. But when you have 2 guys coming off the bench and and Kolek, and it's like, one's 4 for 5 from 3 and the other one's 5 for 10 from 3. When you can bring that in off your bench and guys hitting shots, I mean, that's going to make a difference in a lot of games. So if they can find some consistency with guys they can come off the bench for New York, I think, they're equipped to make a decent playoff run if everybody's healthy. So, yeah, it's good to see guys on New York's bench. Their depth is hitting shots. I know it's easier to hit shots as bench players at home, but I think that was a big game changer in the game when you got 2 guys coming off the bench. One guy's hitting 4 threes and the other one's hitting 5. That's a game changer right there.
Yeah, for sure, Steve. Good point on Jordan Clarkson. He made a spark off the bench. He went 5 for 10 from 3. He went 5 for 10 from 3. He was definitely a spark along with Kolek off the bench. Very, very important for the Knicks. The Knicks get the win. The Knicks have to go on the road to Atlanta next. The Cavs, they got to go on the road to Houston next. The Rockets.
Knicks got an easy dub.
Well, on the road in Atlanta, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see
Nah,
what
that's an
happens
easy
there.
dub. That's a dub.
They can Colombo Trey Young.
We'll see what happens
Easy dub.
there.
They already got beef with Atlanta anyway with the Trey Young antics. They're gonna go in there and smoke them like a. Oh, I can't say that on YouTube. They gonna put foots in them.
I guess we'll see. We'll see. That'll be on Saturday night.
Carlos always gotta be political. We'll see.
All right. Now the
And-
second game in the NBA slate, the Spurs and the Thunder, two very good teams out of the West, battling it out. But at the end, it was San Antonio and Wemby getting it done on the road in OKC.
Acknowledge him, Carlos.
What? Wemby?
Yeah, acknowledge him.
Oh no, don't worry. He's a lead. He's part of the key piece over there in San Antonio. And San Antonio 117-102. Man, San Antonio, they are rolling. The Spurs are 3-0 against the OKC Thunder, and they are just doing very well. And just like what Steve said in the beginning of the show, it seems like the Spurs have OKC's number. 3-0 against OKC. They play two more times in the regular season, so we'll see what happens there. Tony, your thoughts on the Spurs win over OKC?
Put your ones up. Acknowledge Wemby. Come on, Steve.
No,
Acknowledge Wemby. Don't be a hater.
I'll get to it when it's my turn.
Man, I'm about to mute him and kick him. He been what we used to call at my sales office a juice sucker. You know that guy that's having a bad day in sales, and he's coming in all depressed, and everybody else is all happy, and then he just deflates the room because you're like, dude, what's wrong with you? We call them juice suckers. They suck the juice out of the atmosphere. Don't do that, boy.
I'll acknowledge him. I'll just be honest about it, though.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I forgot it. Yeah, he's a KD guy. So
That's got nothing to do with it. I think Wemby's a great player. I'm just not going to. I mean,
but
this is the deal. When Wemby plays,
here he comes.
I'm just going to be when Wemby plays a full season and I see him in the postseason, then I'll give him the proper credit. He's playing well when he plays, but I need to see him play a season, and I want to see him in the postseason. Today was great. I think he came off the bench today, and he goes for 19 and 11. He's efficient from the floor, 2 from 3 from 3. Like, that's awesome. I'm going to give him credit for today, but I'm not going to go jumping through hoops when it's like, I want to see Wemby in the postseason. I want to see this. I would like to see this hopefully be a Western playoff series. I want to see these two in a playoff series. So it's like before I start, Wemby's the next him and this and that. Like, I think he's a really great player. When he plays, the production's there. He's a defensive phenom. You can see he impacts the defensive end crazy. But I still want to see it in the playoffs. So I'm not going to jump through hoops before I've seen what I need to see. I think that's fair.
Okay, Steve. So, all right, so
Anyway, that's a fair point, Steve. But however, we're not going to cut the man's kneecaps off when his team is just now getting on the rise. So, however, you got to give credit what's credit's due. Shout out to my man Sneed. Sneed got what you need in the chat, along with Bruce. As you can see, Steve, the comments are live as they come in, so you can see them on the screen.
It's too little for me. I got to pull it up on my phone. Give me 1 second. I see.
Oh,
Shout out Sneed. Shout out Bruce.
Well, Sneed said Steve too. What?
yes,
Hey, Sneed, I called in on Sneed's show one night. It was like a Sunday night when he was.
I think I caught on it. Oh, yeah, I did. I did too.
I called into Sneed. Yeah, I got love for Sneed. Sneed knows what he's doing, bro.
Yeah. But you make a fair point, Steve. However, we're not going to cut his kneecaps off because his team is on the rise and they're undefeated. Hold on. They're undefeated. Hold on, Steve. And they're undefeated against the defending champs this year. They're undefeated. So It doesn't look like it doesn't look like OKC is just gonna walk through the West. However, playoffs is a different animal. Um, like we'll see how he adapts. But however, in a 7 game series, Wimby is if Wimby is that's gonna be a lot of growth for him. I'm not gonna lie, be his first playoffs. You know, it's not the same as NBA playoff series is not the same as a one and done in the Olympics. It's not the same as a one and done in a cup. I mean, you got a 7 game series where teams are gearing to stop you. You're their only focus, and we'll see how it is. However, in a 7 game series, on the flip side, he is a dangerous difference maker. He is one of those type of players that whatever you do, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whatever scheme you throw. It's not like you can just put a brick wall in front of him and make him shoot jumpers all series. He can do that. You can try to rough him up, but he'll adapt and do that. You can't single him out on the offensive end and force him to play defense because he can do that. So it's going to be a great chess match to see. But shout out to the belt that they put on the OKC Thunder, and I'm gonna do this for Carlos because he didn't do this before the game. Announcing the game. Even though they're undefeated, that is still an upset.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Warriors.
All right, let Deuce cook on this.
Yeah. So, Deuce. So, what are your thoughts on the Spurs beating OKC?
I'm not gonna stretch it too much. I'm not gonna make it sound exaggerated. I think Spurs have a chance of being championship contenders this year. That I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's a valid take. That's a valid take.
Okay.
No, I made that face because Anthony Davis got hurt again.
You're serious?
Yeah,
They're playing right now, aren't they?
Yeah.
yeah. They're playing
It
the
had to
Warriors.
just happen because he played the other night and he was fine.
It's messing my fantasy up today, man. We're undefeated so far, bro. And then it's like,
And plus to go undefeated against they're 3-0 against the defending champions. The last 2 games they have beat them double digits. This game they beat them by like at least 18, 17, I think. And then last game they beat them by 20. So if they can continue beating them by double digits or just in general, I think they have a possible chance of winning.
Okay. All right. So the Spurs, they get the win. They're 3-0 against the reigning champs OKC. And also, did you guys know that OKC is 26-2 against everyone else, but 0-3 against the Spurs?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
yes.
It's insane. And the Spurs are on an 8-game winning streak. They are on a roll. They look to keep it going as they take on the Jazz at home. So most likely 9.
So that's an easy win.
And then OKC, the reigning champs, they got the Sixers at home. So
Another win.
I guess we'll see if OKC can bounce back.
I gotta
Essentially,
check out that game. I gotta see what VJ and Tyrese and those boys gonna do up there, and they're playing in OKC, right? Or Philly.
they're playing OKC.
I gotta check that out. That's tomorrow, right?
That is on. Let me see. That is on Sunday. That's on Sunday at 3:30.
I gotta check that out. I mean, that's a matchup. That's gonna be a fun matchup to watch.
Yeah, that's gonna be on Sunday, 3:30. All right, so I'm gonna just show you guys the slate here. We still have some games going on right now. Like for example, going on right now as we're speaking, the Mavericks and the Warriors. They're going on right now. Current life update: the Warriors they're up 81-69 over the Mavericks. Third quarter, in the middle of the third quarter. So I guess we'll see what happens there if the Warriors can keep it up. The Lakers and Rockets they're playing tonight. LeBron playing in a. Uncle Boy, I guess you could say that. LeBron against KD at 8 p.m. And then the nightcap, you have the T-Wolves with Ant taking on Jokic and the Nuggets. So, Tony, I'm going to start with you. So, what are your thoughts on these remaining games with the Mavericks, Warriors, Rockets, Lakers, and then T-Wolves, Nuggets?
Well, it's good to see how the Warriors are responding after that flare up they had with Steve Kerr and Draymond. That was actually I was going to talk about that, but I was like, nah, save some more time for the USC Notre Dame argument. But while we're bringing that up, I just the way they handled Draymond was pretty good to see. It was like I like the way that they stepped up and didn't let Draymond,
Ruin.
continue to be Draymond. He was like, "I'm subbing you out, and you're not going back in because you're playing like crap. And if you don't like it, you can leave." He didn't say it in those words, but that's what you saw. He got up, left, put his street clothes on, came back, and I think Golden State won that game by 20. And so I like the way they handled that Draymond situation last game. So respect for Steve Kerr finally growing up here and handling Draymond. Other than that, it's a growing Steve.
Mhm.
They said they don't know. He's not going back in. It's just growing again. I mean, the guy has no. Shut up, Anthony. Um, but the Warriors is still going to be is still a playoff team. So they still a playoff team. They still I don't care. Deuce disagrees. Hey, let's have fun with it. But they still a playoff team, and they still going to make. The playoff. But I think it's about time to do that transition from the 2010s players up to now. I think it's time for Draymond to think about retiring.
Mhm.
I think it might be time to Steve for though he's playing well. I think it's time for Curry to start passing the torch. They need to find somebody that he's going to pass the torch to and go to state.
They traded him already.
There's not going to be a fifth ring for Steve. I almost said Steve Kerr. Wow, there's not going to be a fifth ring for Steph Curry. Not the way that roster's constructed. But we talking about Christmas. Good win, good dub. Um, it's great to see Cooper Flag out there. Getting his Christmas Day debut. AD can't stay on the court, aggravating the same injury again. Um, what's else to say? The Dubs is up by a dub.
All right, there you go. So, Steve, so what are your thoughts on the remaining slate here on the Christmas Day slate? So, what are your thoughts?
It's always fun to see Katie and LeBron go head to head. They're not the same guys as we all grew up knowing, but it still brings that Christmas traditional basketball festivity when you get to see two greats. Um, I don't know. Probably have to give the Lakers the edge being at home. It'll depend. I think it'll be a decent game. Um,
I don't think Luca's playing.
he's not.
I don't think Luca's playing.
I
I
think
haven't heard. I haven't heard any updates on Luca.
if he's out, then that
So
makes
far,
a
so
difference.
far he's still out. I haven't
How's
heard no
Reeves?
updates.
How's Reeves been? I know he was banged up, but he came back, didn't he?
He's playing like crap. He's not playing well.
He hasn't been playing the same when LeBron came back. I noticed that, he was banged up too. So that's part of it. I would
I
assume.
think he came back too soon because Luca went down. So
Could be,
Oh,
could
I
be.
did
so
see.
they brought him. So
Um,
they brought Austin back. So I think he
yeah,
may have came back too soon.
if Luca's back, it should be a fun game. If Luca's not, if he's not healthy, he's not playing. That's definitely going to impact. And then you got a nice nightcap with Ant Man. And the Timberwolves look pretty good. I think they're like 20-10, something like that, maybe 19-10, something around there. So they're
I pre-
playing good ball, And then
what's the
Denver's
Steve?
pretty consistent. That should be a good matchup. We'll get to see Defensive Player of the Year candidate and a top 3 to 5 MVP candidate, Jokic. Murray's been playing really well this year. I saw they just lost Cam Johnson for a little bit. He's got a deep new knee bruise or something. He got hurt the other day when I was watching, and he's played well with them. Like I think I called in to Bruce's show when we were talking NBA preseason stuff, and that was a transit. Like you don't want to lose a guy like Michael Porter Jr., but the way Denver plays, and how much usage comes from Murray and Jokic. They have the ball so much. Yeah, I think a Cam Johnson was a better fit than a Michael Porter Jr. It's not to like say Michael Porter Jr. is not good. It's just the fit and the need they have when AG's healthy. I think Cam fits in well. So I mean, I don't know how it's going to be right now for the short term with Cam being out, but they still have Bruce Brown and they have a couple guys that can fill. So they should be okay and be able to maintain at a decent competitive level. But that Cam Johnson pickup was nice for them. He's played
Yeah.
really solid for them this year. And the West, this is just a credit to the West, dude. Like, we're really only talking about one Eastern Conference matchup versus the Western games today. Like Cleveland and the Knicks. And then after that, it was Spurs, OKC, both contenders. Golden State, a traditionally good team. Dallas, a team that we've known in the past to have some success. You know, the Lakers and the Rockets, who are both, you know, right around 20 wins this year, and then Denver and Minnesota with 20 wins. So you're just seeing depth at the West where it's like you're seeing good matchups. And to me, it's like outside of Detroit, the Knicks, like who do you really want to watch in the East right now? But yeah, we have a good slate, couple night games that are going to cap it off. Should be good. But this just goes to like what the NBA is right now. Everybody wants to watch the teams in the West. The best games on Christmas Day are Western dominated because that's where the best teams are. And you know, I'm not trying to crap on the East. It's just they're not at that level right now. You got a handful of teams in the East that you know you're interested in. Until Tatum comes back for Boston, I just don't think Boston's somebody anybody wants to watch or take them as a real threat. Detroit is interesting this year. The Knicks, I mean, we know what they are. They're a playoff ready team. It's just a matter of like what can they do a little bit, like what more can they get from their bench to maybe push them over the edge this year. But yeah, man, it's fun Christmas Day, man. Who doesn't want to watch stay at home and eat food all day and watch basketball?
Yeah, for sure. Full slate, from 12.
Carlos, we haven't done this in a while because we haven't had a sports topics fully episode.
Yeah.
You want to take one or two? You want to take one or two calls on the NBA? Want to get some of our audience to come in here? We haven't done it in a while.
Wow, yeah, we haven't, I've been watching, Bruce's show on Format Pockets, and he usually does that a lot. After we talk about the topics, obviously links in the chat. But Coach Tony, we forgot to ask Deuce what's his thoughts on the Christmas Day slate. Tony, okay, so Deuce, what are your thoughts on the remaining Christmas Day slate? The Warriors are going on right now, but later on the Lakers and then the Nuggets. So what are your thoughts?
Okay, with all due respect, I don't care about the Warriors.
My bad, Deuce.
Okay.
My bad, Deuce. I thought we asked you already. My bad, Deuce.
With all due respect, I don't care about the Warriors and I don't care about the Mavericks. AD can't stay healthy for one day. Cooper and Curry is all I really care about. So I'm gonna see how they do after the game. And then KD finna give Braun 40. And man finna lock up everybody on the team. Braun not doing nothing. And then us also not doing nothing either. And men locking that up. And then Ant-Man finna give Jokic about 50. And then, yeah.
50.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give him a 50. Yeah, this short and sweet. So what's the over and under on Ant-Man dunking on Jokic tonight?
Oh, I'm taking that.
What's the spread on that?
Yeah.
It's possible.
The 50 piece?
Probably going to give him a cool windmill on him.
That's a little bit of twerking right there.
He's probably going to do him like Kevin Love, probably dunk on him. Jump over, maybe.
All right, we got to take this off the screen so we can get this off of Steve's face.
You good. You probably do better with your ratings covering my mug up.
Boy, stop it. All right, the link is in the chat. Phone lines are open. We'll give you a couple minutes. We'll take maybe one or two. Carl, you want to give your input on the NBA on Christmas slate. The link is also on our audience that's watching on Instagram. You click that link. You click the link on Instagram. It will send you to our inbox, and we will bring you on.
I will be right back.
So, and we heard open the phone lines and Deuce running away. Turn your camera off, sir.
I'm gonna just remove him. Oh, you got it. Okay.
Dang, you just gonna remove him because he got to take a break?
Oh wait, hold on. We got
Let's see who we. Oh, we okay. We got Sneed got what you need in the
There
back
you go.
in the well, I'm about to bring you on, Sneed. Don't go nowhere.
Sneed got what you need.
Sneed about to take off.
Let's see.
Sneed, welcome to the Be Ready Sports Podcast.
What up? What up? Is this thing on, man?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff, man. I had to jump in, man. You got the link out there. Is my chance to get on the only Stay Ready is my chance, bro. And then you got Steve up here talking hoops, man. See, now we're getting crazy, man.
Hey, Merry Christmas. 'Tis the season.
It's the season, bro. And then I got the green going for the Christmas festive. You know, I had that banner up, but we had to take it off. You know,
Yo, man, this AD situation, man. We're talking about the games today. I heard you guys kind of discussing the Mavericks and Warriors that's going on right now. Dude, AD it's over.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
Like whatever expectations you've had about him, you know, having like a second half to his career that's going to include championships or whatever, his body is just not complying. You could want a lot of things. I mean, people want to marry, you know, supermodels. People want $1 million. People want you can't force the way into wanting things. It just won't happen. AD's body is failing.
Yeah.
And it's the same injury over and over again, Sneed.
Yeah.
It's like sit him out for the rest of the year or something.
You could say they're mishandling him, but he's been injury prone before the trade. So it's like, what the?
Yeah, I can't say they mishandling him because, yeah, like it's been like that every year since he.
Could you imagine trading away arguably the best player under the age of 30 in the league, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, I'd like to get that person who I traded for on the court. Like, you play a little bit, you know? No, sorry, ain't gonna be able to do it.
I don't have that sound bite. I think Transformer has it. Not gonna be able to do it.
The most disappointing thing about AD is we're probably 2 years removed from him being the best two-way player in the NBA. It's only been a couple of years.
Yeah. I mean, if you remember, Sneed, a couple of years ago, he was like, because I'm not sure if LeBron was healthy to start the year. Was it 2-3 years ago? But like we were watching US.
It was last year.
Watching AD.
It was last year before the trade.
Like he was an MVP talks guy. Like 2 years ago to start the year. Like his first 20 games, 25 games. We were talking about AD as like this is an MVP caliber guy right now. So at the time of that trade, maybe that's what they were honing in on is like we're bringing in this guy. And we're moving on from Luka, but the longer this goes, it just looks bad on Dallas, where it's like you let potentially, like you said, you could argue 3 best guys under, I don't know how old Luka is now, under 28. I still think he's under 28.
He is. He's 25 years old.
You gave that away for, I hate to say this, like I'm not trying to bash AD, but it's like you traded away a future of a guy who already took you to a finals. Now, it wasn't a good look while they were in the finals, but he made it through the West and got you to a finals. You gave that away for damaged goods because we've seen this outside I think it was the bubble year where they won the chip. AD's missed spurts. Like he's missed 20 games. He's missing 10 games here. He's, and it's just, it's sad to see because we all know, we remember how good AD was at his peak. And it wasn't even that long ago that we saw him playing at that level until he got hurt again. But it's like a guy with that size at his age, he's got to be early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Like these guys just don't, especially with bigger guys. Like when you continue to have leg issues and leg injuries, like how long can you prolong that? after a certain time, it's like you just got so much damage. I mean, look at Kawhi. Kawhi was like you could argue he was the best player in basketball, and he started having these knee things with the Clippers. It's like we don't know now. It's like what could have been. AD's a lot like that, where it's like we know the talent. Embiid's another guy. It's like peak Embiid, he's winning MVP. But right after that, it's like we just, it's a shame to see some of these guys that, we all get hard on these guys. Like we make the memes and the jokes about someone like AD, but it's a shame to see somebody with such talent. When you remember them long term, you're going to think mostly about the injuries of their career and what could have been.
I think AD's a couple of things. I think AD's his mentality also is part of the reason why he's injury prone. I don't think he trains for durability.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think many of these guys train for durability. I don't. Yeah.
Real quick, let me give Carlos an update on the Minnesota Vikings whiteout game. They're doing the Penn State whiteout theme today.
Yeah.
They're up 13-7 right now in the fourth. The fourth quarter just started about 3 minutes in. Detroit has the ball. They just cross. No, they're still on their side of the field. But
The Cowboys won today.
Yeah.
They are so stupid. There's no organization like the Cowboys, the Browns. Those are literally the worst two franchises in the league by far.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to ownership and management of the team operationally, they are completely out of tune with anything logical or reason. It doesn't make any sense. Why are you beating the Commanders? For what? To feel good? You needed to win last week. You got your ass kicked. You needed to win the week before. You lost. Why are you beating the Commanders? For what?
Keep the fans happy, I guess.
The fans happy?
I'm not saying that that's the end-all, be-all answer, but it's like it is a divisional rivalry game. You want people
Steve,
to
do you think the fans are thinking different than I am?
No.
I don't.
No, I'm playing devil's advocate, and I'm not.
I
doing
don't
it
feel.
well.
I don't
But,
feel sorry for the Commanders.
It's a Christmas Day game. Like, you want people to show up, I guess.
I don't even know that defense is so bad in Dallas.
It's crazy.
That defense has given up like 20 plus points every game this year.
I know. Well,
Guys,
I mean, you lose your best defensive player.
How many
Green
times
Bay.
have
Did we expect Dallas
NFL
to really fill that need when they lost Parsons? Like, I mean, that Parsons when healthy, he's an absolute game changer. And it's like they don't get a pass rush. It starts up front. They're leaking in the secondary because it's like they can't get to the quarterback. Defense is just they almost have to draft another pass rusher because you have to start there.
Yeah.
Guys, how many times in the NFL have teams tried to buy a championship and it bites them in the foot every single time? I don't think I've ever seen a team that just open up their book like that and reload in free agency and then win.
Are you saying Dallas is doing that though, Coach? Like, are they really just?
I'm talking about the Commanders. They did that in the offseason.
Oh. Well, a lot of this has to do with Jaden Daniels' health. He really hasn't been healthy this year. It's disappointing from what we saw and the level they played at last year. But a lot of this, I do think, like 4-12 is bad. But a lot of this does have to do. It's like they weren't healthy from day one at the quarterback position. They've been struggling with that. And injuries all across their defense has really taken a toll too. I mean, we're seeing that this year, man. Lamar missed a lot of time. Look at Baltimore. Patty Mahomes. I mean, granted, these teams weren't playing the best with them when they were healthy, but when you lose your guy.
Did you hear the news about Lamar today? Do you see all those prints, all those articles?
No, what happened?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, apparently Lamar doesn't take his job too seriously. Lamar is playing a lot of video games late at night, and he's not making it to practice on time. And this has been happening like all season. And he's not at film study. They can't start practices without him. He's not really modeling good behavior around the organization. Seems like a dysfunctional issue going on there.
Yeah. There's got to be some disconnect. He's not happy about something, or Maybe this is him rebelling against things in the organization if he's upset with something. I wonder how long this has been going on, because you never heard about anything like this throughout his career up until now.
Yeah, and sometimes I think as you get big,
Mhm.
right, big-headed, and some of this stuff can kind of creep in if you don't have, if you're not made of the right stuff and you don't
True.
have the proper mentorship.
True.
Like if there's nobody, like let's say that you make a mistake and you start kind of slipping, should have somebody there to kind of check you on that, right? And just be like, hey, make sure you're doing the right things. Let's clean this up. So he not only doesn't have that, but I think internally, right, someone intrinsically needs to be driven to do the right thing all the time.
Mhm.
If that's not there, then the mentorship won't even get through. You know what I mean?
And I think it's weird, Sneed, that's these is coming out right now.
Because they're losing.
Because they're not winning games, and
Mm.
and
That's
there's
how
a
it
chance that
happens,
they
though.
won't be able to make the. It's weird, and they're talking about things like they had another story come on, like talking about Lamar rather plays in Miami.
Yeah, I've read that.
Because he's a Florida native. Like, come on now, like really, like it's
Do you
ridiculous
remember
how these
Coach T,
stories coming out.
do you remember Michael Malone when he was fired from the Nuggets last year?
Yeah.
No, do you remember how it played out?
Let me remember. I'm trying to. Let me
The
get
The Nuggets were on a
They were-
4-game losing streak.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
But
And they were what, Steve, 2-3 weeks away from the playoffs?
and they were third in the West.
Yeah.
So there was a civil war happening within the organization between the GM and the coach. But they couldn't fire him because they were winning games.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as he loses a few in a row, he's gone.
Yeah.
Like they just, I mean, look at Sharon Moore.
Yep.
They were going to cover that up as long as they could.
Yep. Because they
But-
knew.
But they lost to Ohio State, and boom, 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 all the dominoes started to fall.
There's a reason they
And,
say winning
going-
cures a lot of problems. Like when you're winning, these things don't seem as big, but when you lose, these noises become louder and louder, and things get leaked.
Yeah. Well, we're going to move on to the next. You want to stay on, Steve? Sneed? I know you were a caller, but you want to stay on, or you got family things going on?
Dude, my
No,
family's
we're
out of
family
town.
today. He can.
Yeah, my family's out of town, so y'all my family today.
we're the adopted family. He's
All right. So
And we're very diverse, bro. If you take a look around you, we got all types of check boxes on here, don't we?
we check them all, bro.
Deuce, when you're ready, we'll bring you back on. Just turn your camera back on. But Carlos, let's move on to the next
All right.
topic before we get to the main event.
Yeah, the main event. Can't wait for that one. We kind of touched on this a little bit. The Cowboys Commanders. Going on today, Cowboys basically handled business today in Washington. They handled business. The Commanders kept it close at the end, but Cowboys they ended up winning. Cowboys, they're 7-8-1. Coming up next, they got the Giants.
Boo.
Well, that's what happened today. Okay. Okay, we're booing the Cowboys.
Booing both of them.
Both teams.
But I can't wait to see what the ratings are, because even though this was a crap game, like Bruce said yesterday, as Bruce and Sneed said yesterday on last night's show, still the ratings were going to trump what the NBA did today. So I'm curious to see what the ratings were for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Christmas Day, just like what LeBron said, Christmas Day is all about the NBA. It's all about the NBA. And I believe it's true. What?
Give him some grace. Give him some grace. Don't go for him. Don't jump on him like you did Eddie. Like y'all did it. No, that was Transformer and yeah. Don't jump on this case and don't jump him, Sneed. Don't jump.
Okay. So Sneed got what you need. So Sneed. So, do you have any additional thoughts on this on the Cowboys Commanders?
Their seasons need to end. Like they're all trying to get to the last week, bro. 1, 2, 3, Cancun. We're out of here, bro. Like
1, 2, 3, Cancun.
It's good for the Cowboys. They're not too far from Cancun. That's like an easy trip.
Yeah.
The Commander is gonna have to pack up some gear, man. But The thing about these organizations like the Commanders, the way that they mishandled their Jaden Daniels situation, the quarterback with the injury,
Yeah.
awful.
That
I
was
would
horrible.
argue that Dan Quinn, that's a fireable offense.
Mhm.
Absolutely is. That is a gross miscalculation of a young quarterback getting a serious injury and then you not keeping him out of the games, like letting him. No way.
Yeah.
So their season is a wreck. The Cowboys are a mess. They just need their seasons to end.
Yeah, definitely both team seasons.
But
Not
any feedback on the actual game today though?
I mean, the Cowboys offense has been very productive all season long.
Mhm.
And so it doesn't surprise me that they're able to drop 30 against the division rival. Dak Prescott's a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback. He's elite at his position when it comes to scoring points. I mean, he's good. He's a top 10 quarterback easily. And you
Yeah.
could argue that this year he's probably been top 5 most weeks.
Yeah.
So I have to call a spade a spade. Malik Davis carried. He had a 5-yard average per carry today. I don't.
And NFL, that is huge.
Yeah, I mean he's been great for the Commanders. I mean you're on your second string quarterback. I've never liked Josh Johnson. That's a backup's backup in my opinion. Debo Samuel's a nice player, but when you don't have a quarterback that can throw you the ball,
We
how you going to be productive? Terry McLaurin's season was a wash. That was a wasted year for him, unfortunately. Ohio State in the house. But I mean, it was like a 21-3 game at one point. I thought it was slipping away, but they ended up getting a TD and keeping it a little bit close. But yeah, I wasn't going to watch this game, bro. These NBA games were much better today. I was watching Cavs and Knicks, man.
agreed.
Yeah, you said you
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
It was more entertaining than this football game.
Yeah.
Real quick, we have a lot in our YouTube audience today. Do us a solid, and I know we've only been on here for what 6 months now, but
Mhm.
please, man, go ahead, hit up the likes on this episode, share it with your friends, let them know who we are, and subscribe to the channel so you know every time that we go live. We got a lot of new faces in here, so it's good to see. So just like, share, and subscribe it up, and Deuce is back. What's up, Deuce?
okay. We got
Hello.
5. Okay. Okay, we got 5 people now on the panel. We got 5.
Sneed, you didn't have the chance to introduce you to one of our previous guests, one of our elite athletes that's been showing our channel a lot of love. This is like his. I'm not gonna fall for that trap again, but this is like his 7th time on the episode on our show. He thinks he's cool now because he's finally getting rim.
Oh snap! I remember those days back in middle school.
He actually posted it on his Instagram story.
How
today.
tall are you, Deuce? How tall?
I'm like 5'9", 5'10".
All right.
So, but Carlos will still cook you 1v1.
No, you wouldn't.
Okay, let's not turn into that. The sports show, Coach Tony. Sports stop.
Bro, listen. When the young gunners are coming up, you got to keep them grounded. Beat them while you still can, because in like a year they're about to cook you. So you got to get them while they're young.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But they're the
Okay.
same height, so Carlos got to get him now before he hits his growth spurt. Because then I don't know what Carlos gonna do when he's about 6'8", 6'9".
Right.
6'9". Yeah, that's insane.
I'm not saying the other thing.
Yeah.
I'm like 6'7".
We don't do that here on the Be Ready Sports Podcast, Deuce. Brandon Halem, I think this is your first time on this show. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And this is funny. He said he pranked someone by swapping out their stocking with a longer stocking and left a pack of Blue Chewins. That is insane.
Crazy work, bro.
I had to put that up there because that was funny.
Yo.
I had to put that up there. That was funny. I'll be mad if that was my stocking.
Okay, so give your reaction to this. The Cowboys taking care of business against the Commanders today.
Um, I mean, I wouldn't say it's like competition for this. It's like, I mean, it's the Commanders. But hey, the Cowboys have been doing good this season. Hopefully, they can keep it up in the playoffs. And yeah,
Should we
Playoffs.
update them?
Playoffs.
Should we update them,
Playoffs.
fellas?
Playoffs.
Playoffs.
what happened?
There's no playoffs for the Cowboys this year, bro.
They're doo-doo.
And womp womp. They're not my team, so I don't really care.
Who's your team, Deuce?
What? They're around the corner
I
from
don't,
you.
I don't even think my team in the playoffs, but hey,
What's the team?
Ravens.
Ravens. Tough situation for the Ravens. They need a lot of help to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Need a lot of help.
Although I wouldn't put it past Pittsburgh to lose to Cleveland this week, Snead.
Man, get out of here, bro. You got Kevin Stefanski coaching. You got no talent on the offensive side of the ball. What world do you see the Steelers beating the Browns? You are losing your mind, Steve. I thought you were more sound than that.
I'm just telling you.
Carlos, can you believe
do you
understand how weird this argument is?
It's not even what Cleveland's going to do.
They are arguing that
it's what Pittsburgh.
Their teams will lose to the other person's team.
But Steve doesn't even make any sense, bro.
Listen, hold up. It didn't make sense when I called in earlier to you and Twizzler Snead on a Thursday night with no Joe Burrow that the Bengals would beat Pittsburgh. And what did I say?
But that was 10 weeks ago.
I get it, but I'm just telling you, I know Pittsburgh and I love Tomlin, but this is what Tomlin does.
That's not true.
He'll play down to the level of his opponent,
and
it'll bite him
this,
sometimes.
Chief? They in here arguing about who.
Listen, I get it. If I'm
their
a
team
betting
losing
man,
to their other team,
if I'm a betting man, yes, you're taking. Pittsburgh.
What's Cleveland's strength?
Defense.
And it's been bad for the last month.
It has, but do I see? Is there a world
where
Myles Garrett goes off against Pittsburgh's bad tackles and gives them problems all game? I mean, we watched
TJ Watt's gonna be back.
Yeah, but is TJ
Aaron Rodgers is as healthy as he's been for the last 2 months?
I would argue Highsmith's been better than TJ this year.
I'm just saying, bro, if you're getting healthier on defense and your quarterback's as healthy as he's been in the last 2 months, I mean, and you're running the ball effectively, how do you bet against that, bro? If I had $1 to bet, I'm not betting it on the damn Browns, bro.
I'm not either, but I'm just saying,
Steve,
if Pittsburgh wins
what's your thoughts on the Cowboys and Commanders?
If Pittsburgh wins by a field goal in a close game, are you going to be there? I wouldn't be shocked. It's just knowing how Pittsburgh does this. They were up double digits. They were
Cleveland's going to put foots to Pittsburgh. Yes, you win.
With 6
what are your
minutes
thoughts on the Cowboys
against
and
Detroit,
Commanders?
and they still almost blew that game. I'm just telling you, that's what we do.
Yo, Steve ain't giving a damn right now, son.
No dams.
He's untwerking. He's untwerking for his team right now.
The untwerk.
That should show you I'm not a twerker, man. I'm objective with my teams. Just because I like a team, I'm not going to blindly twerk. Or if I like a player, I'm not just going to say something that's out of pocket. I'm going to be as real as I can, always, even with my teams.
We're trying to talk about the Denver Minnesota game before it ends. It's going down to the wire. Last 4 minutes. Denver. I said Denver.
Detroit. Tonight, Coach.
Detroit and Minnesota. Detroit just cut it to a field goal.
Bro, what happened to Jahmyr Gibbs?
I was just going to ask what happened to Detroit in general, bro. Go ahead.
But since I'm about to say move on. So Steve don't want to talk about the game that we had highlighted on the screen. Untwork for the Steelers, and I think it's because he's finally on screen with Snead, so he's getting everything off his chest that he wanted to tell Snead.
I don't even know how it came up, but somebody
brought it up.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
It must have been important for me to bring it up. I'm just saying.
Yes, Chief. Yes. I think he is a conspiracy theorist for his team.
What are you talking about? I've called it as it is. I've said it all year about Pittsburgh. Like, they're going to do just enough to get into the playoffs. They'll probably lose in the first round. It's been like purgatory for the last 10 years for Pittsburgh with this. They win just enough games to give Tomlin a winning record or above 500 record. They get in the first round, and it doesn't look good. Do I think this is going to be any different? No. Would I be surprised if Pittsburgh even screws up at the end to make it so that it's in play for Baltimore to win the division, I wouldn't be surprised. That's what we've done the last decade. I think that's pretty objective.
Well, that division stood up for grabs. But come on, Carlos, let's go on. Bring in your next topic.
Ooh, pretty large run for Minnesota just now with Jordan Addison. Very large run there for Minnesota. But here are the highlights.
They're just not stopping the run. I don't know why they just don't just hand the ball off to Aaron Jones and Madison and just put this game to bed. There's 4 minutes left. Just run out the clock. Detroit has not stopped the run at all today.
Oh, Dallas came back. It's 100 to 108.
Okay, Deuce talk about the NBA. All right, so here are the rest of the holiday games. The Broncos and Chiefs are coming up later tonight, and that's the only game going on during the NFL slate. So
I can't share my screen. So you guys, this should be a touchdown. I wish I could share my screen with y'all. See, because I had Netflix on another screen, but it will.
yeah,
It's not gonna.
And out well.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Well, Minnesota just kicked the field goal. Well, they gave the touchdown to them, so they're up 20-10. So it's back up to 10.
Yeah, 20-10. Okay, Tony. So, what are your thoughts on the Broncos and Chiefs coming up later tonight on Prime Video?
And Broncos about to put. It's not gonna be fun to watch. It's gonna be a snooze fest.
Yeah.
Chiefs is not gonna put up any resistance. I think Mahomes and Garner Minshew is down. I don't even know who's their quarterback tonight.
With all due respect, the Chiefs are nothing without Patrick Mahomes, and it's right there, done.
Oh, they're
nothing with Patrick Mahomes.
What's their record, Deuce? What's their record?
I don't even know.
They were like a 500 team with him, maybe.
I was gonna say,
Carlos, what's their record?
The Chiefs?
Yeah,
they're 6-9.
7?
They're not 6-9.
Yeah, they are. They're 6-9.
6-9.
Yeah.
A good one. Yeah, the Chiefs are actually 6-9.
I was trying to get Deuce again.
Yeah, so the starter for the Chiefs tonight, is Chris Oladokun.
No.
Man, they should have just hired Ben Roethlisberger. It's get one of these old guys off the couch. I mean, it's working for the coach so far. Phillip Rivers.
Oh,
and they should have got one. They should have called it. Well, they couldn't get the Manning brothers. They're doing well with their day job.
Yeah. So this
and they couldn't get Tom Brady. He's locked in for 10 years. So they could have got some. They could have hired somebody off the street. They could have got Ben Roethlisberger. Get him off the couch.
Yeah. So Chris Oladokun.
Good job, Steve, not taking that bait, man. I like that. He didn't take the bait.
Okay, so
he didn't take.
Okay, so Chris Oladokun, the quarterback that's going to be starting tonight, he's 28 years old, went to South Dakota State, and I think he played once this year against Tennessee. He went 11 for 16 with 111 yards. So I guess we'll see what happens tonight against Denver. So
Denver's going to smoke them like as an all-black cookout.
So that's that. So Sneed, so what are your thoughts on the Broncos and Chiefs on game tonight?
I don't think there's going to be a lot of points. I think the Broncos will do enough to win the game, but I don't think they're going to score much. I think Bo Nix will probably play down a little bit to the competition. So I think it's going to be like a 16-6 type joint or something like that, where the Broncos get a couple of maybe a passing TD, a rushing TD, couple of field goals. I think the Chiefs will stall out and hit a couple of field goals, but that's probably it. The defenses, they're just in two different worlds. The Broncos are really good defensively. The Chiefs are pretty average. They'll be more exhausted because they'll be on the field for extended durations of time. 3 and outs are going to happen a lot for the Chiefs. So it's going to suck to watch, actually, unless you see some defensive TDs from the Broncos, which could happen.
Guess we'll see tonight. So, Steve, what are your thoughts on the Broncos and Chiefs?
Snead pretty much hit the nail on the head. I mean, you're going to see the Chiefs struggle. They're probably going to have struggles on offense. You're breaking in a quarterback you're not used to. Denver's defense is not going to give up much. You might get a couple field goals here and there. You're not going to see sustained success from the Chiefs. The Broncos offense has to play a C+ game, and they're going to win this by 10. That's how I see it.
All right. So Deuce, your
Ooh, that
thoughts?
was a big drop. Come on now, bro.
Oh, by St. Brown. Deuce,
Yeah, man, that
your
was a big.
thoughts on the Broncos and Chiefs?
The Broncos, they're finna put belt, respectfully. Chiefs are none without Patrick Mahomes. I don't think they were none without him or before with him. Their Chiefs are under 500 team. They only have 400 right now, and they 6-9. Broncos are 12-3. Not saying that determines who gonna win the game, but it's kind of obvious. Broncos finna put belt.
Well, Detroit just lost the game for themselves.
Yeah, Vikings
what they
takeaway.
do.
The Lions are broken.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, Snead,
The-
I don't know. And it's
Sorry,
not like they
Deuce.
didn't return enough from last year's team. I don't know what the deal is this year, but they're not the same team.
Sorry, Deuce. It was third down. They're down 10. They just marching down the field to get in scoring position. St. Brown just had a huge drop going across the middle to bring it to third down, and now it was a horrible snap over Goff's head, and he had to just fall on it. Now it's 4th and long. Like the Lions are just
the Lions
showing
are
you
broken,
ways
bro.
to lose games. Like it's ridiculous.
Go.
It doesn't even make any sense. This was the team like 2 years ago was what, a play or two away from the Super Bowl?
Yeah, they were in the NFC Championship a couple years ago.
See that's
Yeah.
Steve. That is Brandon's trying to take your crown as king of the chat. You see what he put in there? I can't bring it on the screen.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Make it the Bronc Pros.
Yeah,
I can't put it on the screen, man. We got
I'm still king, bro. He's got. There's levels to this mess. He's still got to rise the chain, man. He's not on my level.
he's trying to get there.
He's trying. I give him credit, but he ain't there yet.
All right.
Okay, so that's that. Tony, you ready?
You want to take you want to just move on to the next one, or you want to take one or two calls for this for the football?
How about we do one or two?
Let's do one
Okay, one. Yeah, one.
because we want to. Everybody wants to get to the main event.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to talk about college football.
All right, we'll take one call to talk about the NFL for Christmas Day games. All right.
Curious to hear what Snead has to say about this.
Go ahead and click the link. Let's click the link there in the chat. For those that are on watching on Instagram, it is pinned on the chat on Instagram. Just click that. You'll go to our inbox on Instagram, and then I will bring you on the show. We'll give them about 30 seconds. 30, 45 seconds.
20 seconds.
Dude, Draymond Green.
He is such a bum.
That dude is a bum, straight up. Straight up.
He always got some problems.
You know what's crazy is
Warriors still would have had a good team to this day if he never would have punched Jordan.
if his attitude was a little bit different.
Shout out to Deuce, man.
If he would have never
He's
punched
keeping
Jordan,
that show watchable.
If Draymond's attitude was a little bit different, we would look at him totally differently with his legacy. We'd be like, man, this guy was a focal point of a dynasty type team. He was the gritty guy they needed and filled every role that team needed. But because of the antics and the attitude, it's like, how can't you just call him a bum?
He has the team's worst plus minus.
Yeah. Well,
Every game.
but even when his peak, though, he had a really good plus minus in his peak. The defensive numbers, the assists, he filled roles. But that's the stat you had to look at with Draymond. It wasn't necessarily the stat sheet, but his plus minus used to be really good. But at this point, as he's aging and he's undersized for the position he plays, it's like, and now the antics are magnified because.
Well, I hear they've been asking him to play more center.
Winning the way you did, so now the antics look worse.
They've been asking him to play center, and he's been refusing.
Yeah, so
he's making trouble. His flexibility as the defender, he's not even trying to engage it.
Right.
He's being a diva.
He's a
I mean, I
he's a
wouldn't blame
ticking
him. He would
time
probably
bomb.
choke out the big.
He's being a diva. He's being a
But
diva.
but if
And,
you
like,
don't
I'm
have a
not even a
role,
fan, but if you don't respect your coach, what do you do with someone like that?
if you
What
are
they did,
there,
what they did last game.
Yeah, I agree
Take
with
him
you.
out and tell
I
him
agree.
straight to his
And if
face,
you
we're not
notice,
putting you back in.
and if
they
you
say
notice,
that this
once
guy is
he
a Hall
left,
of Fame defender. They say he's a Hall of Fame defender and he's an All NBA defender, and he's unwilling to defend the position that
Yeah.
got him his All NBA defense selections. Like now you're disposable.
Yeah,
Now you're expendable. Nobody wants to deal with you.
right.
Well, I
Think
guess
about
we're not
all the
gonna get
luggage
any
that comes with
calls.
him.
Yeah.
My bad, Steve. I don't think we're going to get any calls. Nobody has clicked the link yet.
Okay, so all right, so get right to it.
So before we get into the main event, before me and Steve start yelling at each other, and Sneed's gonna have to be the you're gonna have to be the policeman.
Nah, that's Carlos, man. Carlos holds it down, bro.
Yeah, I'm literally right in the middle of you two right here.
I'll let
Nah,
Carlos.
Nah, I
I'll let Carlos
I don't know if Carlos is ready to mediate.
We'll
This
let
is gonna be
Carlos
very.
Me
mediate
and Zeus are on
because
the edges. We're innocent
once I start
bystanders.
spitting
This is
bars
gonna
and
be
facts,
very. This is gonna be.
Sneed's
This is
be
gonna
on
get
my
very
side.
intense.
Sneed's going to be on my side, so we'll let Carlos mediate because once I start dropping some facts, it's going to be inevitable.
It's gonna get intense. They're gonna attack my school personally.
It's not even the school; it's the
with
administration.
the name calling and all that
I'm
garbage.
not going to get in the name calling. I don't believe in that. But it's not even attacking USC, the school, because traditionally.
But before
I
we
have
get
a
into
great
that,
respect.
we do
It's
have
Lincoln and their
some
administration.
announcements. Steve,
Yes.
we got one thing to cover before we get into that.
Oh, I thought we were moving on.
Well, I was trying to get to that, sir. Don't worry, I got plenty of time to cook you. So, but it's
Plenty of
okay.
time to shit.
Okay, I have plenty of time to filet mignon you. So,
No, you were microwave.
Oh
I'm
no, he
microwave.
brought out the filet mignon, bro. You
Yeah.
about to get cooked.
but we have a couple announcements that we did not announce at the beginning of this show because we kind of moved on. However, me and Carlos, we are going to put our producers' hats on.
Okay.
It's not a crown, big dog.
Dude. I said producer's hat and say nothing about no dang on crown. We're gonna put our producer's hat on. So I don't know if y'all remember Mr. Lambo that came on here that called Carlos Aiden Ross for 30 times on.
Ooh.
Dang, I think I gave away the answer. But no one's ever guessed it right. He called him Aiden Ross 30 times in that episode.
Oh my lord.
But
Yeah.
we are going to produce a topic show, which is going to be called the Lambo and Cash Show, which is going to be two of our previous guests, pretty funny guys that are going to go on here, and then we're going to do sports topics by kids for kids. So this is going to be strictly PG, little comedic side to these two guys, and they can just relax and just have at it. It will not be a live show. I know. Oh no, but YouTube is strictly strict on live shows, especially kid shows. So it's not. So it's going to be impossible to make it for it to be a live episode. It will be canceled after 2 episodes if it was live. So it's not going to be live, but we will keep you updated on when we will officially debut it. Just please go on there on the Lambo and Cash show, and the YouTube is up. Make sure you subscribe to it, and we'll post updates soon of when the first episode will drop. And no, Steve, you can't go on there and demolish these kids with your sports knowledge. This is gonna be strict. Carlos can, but it's gonna be strictly. It's gonna be kids doing sports talks just like you guys do. Just letting them have fun. So what do y'all think about that? You think that's a good idea, bad idea, or just to see how it goes?
It's a good idea, but yeah, if it's super successful, you should keep it going.
Yeah, we're gonna sign them to let's see, we're gonna sign them to a 10 episode deal and see how it goes.
10 episode deal, dude.
A free trial, free trial.
Yeah,
We got to give them more than one episode, Carlos, to see how it works.
yeah.
Yeah, how about we start with the pilot episode? The pilot episode. We'll see how that goes.
Dang, he's harsh. I'm trying to at least give him 10 episodes. He just want to say, let's see how the pilot goes.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see how that
I
goes.
mean, if it's a train wreck day one, yeah.
Yeah, we have to do what's best for our podcast, Tony. You know what I mean?
Well, it's not going to be on ours. They're going to be on their own.
Yeah,
So
I let
wait a
him
minute.
know you
Draymond
pulled
Green
up
plays
whenever-
like crap, and the Warriors win by 10.
Oh shoot, they did win. Yeah.
I
What are
mean,
we
how-
talking about
how
here,
was
bro?
the game?
Guys, let's finish. Let's finish our updates. Let's finish our updates. We'll get into Draymond retarded self in a minute.
I
Draymond.
already went by his.
I know. But that's gonna coming up. We're gonna keep y'all updated on when the Lambo and Cash show debuts. And just look on our Instagram stories and on our our upcoming episodes. We'll keep you guys updated on the Lambo and Cash show. Also, y'all know my Hurricane Basketball Academy. We are about to get going. January 10th is when we're going to officially start, game start. However, we still have a few openings on our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade division teams. So just hit me up. There's my number right there on 954-664-8962. Or you can inbox us on our Instagram when Carlos quits taking the banner off.
Okay.
Or you can hit us up on our Instagram on Be Ready Sports Podcast or Hurricane B Ball, and just come out.
Did you just say
All right.
6?
I did not say that. That is banned on our show.
I think I see it in the top in red.
Okay,
Bro,
let's move
I
on.
said 6th, 7th. That does not say that,
6th, 7th.
bro.
Okay, Tony, let's move on.
Bro.
Well, next announcement.
And we have, before we get into our final, we have a topic that we started on our show thanks to Lambo. It's called our Unbelievably Crazy. So these are our unbelievably crazy stats that we have found on the internet. And not all the time is it about sports, but this time it is about football, and it pertains to the Patriots and the Giants. So the first part of the Unbelievably Crazy is that the fun facts about these two teams that, well, their records are almost identical, just flipped. Patriots are 12-3, and the Giants are 2-3. But that's not what makes it this one unbelievably crazy. What do you think makes it unbelievably crazy, Carlos?
I don't know. To be honest.
What do you think, Sneed? What do you think what makes this on the unbelievably crazy?
Is this all time or is this season?
No, this is this
Like-
season.
Okay, so something about this season.
It's their records this season. But this is not why it's on it's on here for it being unbelievably crazy.
I don't know.
What do you think it is, King of the Chat?
I think the Giants stink, and the Patriots finally found a quarterback.
Here we go. What about you, Deuce? Do you know?
Nah, I just think they hold.
Well, the reason why they're both on the unbelievably crazy is because they have both beat the same amount of plus 500 teams this year.
Really?
And I think
Two?
the answer is right there on the screen.
Oh,
Wow.
It is unbelievably crazy because they both teams have beaten both have 2 wins with teams above 500 this season. Which is, what are your
There's a lot
thoughts on
about
that?
New England's division, to be honest with you. Like, I get they look better this year, but when you really look through the numbers, their division's awful. So, I mean, Buffalo, but I don't think they've beaten Buffalo this year, have they?
New England.
They beat
Are
him
they
once, I
over?
think.
Yeah, they beat them at the beginning of the season, and
Yeah, they
then
did.
Okay, so that'd be one of their 500.
they're 1-1.
Okay.
So they're 1-1.
I don't know. That's kind of when you see a team with a good record, it takes time to look into the numbers because when you see a stat like that, it's like if they're only beating 2 above 500 teams, is that a team you trust in the playoffs? I don't know.
I mean, they're inexperienced. They don't have playoff experience, so
Right.
I wouldn't trust them regardless.
Fair.
But they're not going to go against Kansas City.
Yeah,
They're not
what
gonna-
makes the AFC unique this year is like your typical top dogs ain't top
Yeah, it's
dogs.
not going to be Baltimore is not going to be there.
Mhm.
So we'll see. Carlos, you put
Yeah.
one other thing up here
Which is
with our logo attached to it.
oh yeah, and I put that on our stories today. Merry Christmas.
Oh, we should have led off with this. Carlos wants to wish everybody a Merry Christmas from the Be Ready Sports Podcast.
Me and you, Tony, because we're part of the Be Ready Sports podcast.
Now, it's time. It's time to get into the main event for our show. Now, as y'all know, unless y'all was under a rock, college football has taken another hit and is not in a good way
Oh, man.
because we've seen too many rivalries that we watched growing up disappear, like a Texas A&M rivalry, gone. They almost got rid of the Texas and OU Red River rivalry, but the fans stepped in and kept that going. But we lost this week one rivalry that should not have ended. That's been going. I think it was the second longest rivalry outside of Army Navy.
Yeah, for a long time.
Was the
It's the longest intersectional
what is
rivalry.
the USC Notre Dame rivalry? So for now, we got to put RIP on the rivalry. So I got to do this.
Yeah, I don't know where you get your information from, Coach, but Yale Princeton goes back to 1873.
Yeah, I was going to suggest.
Oh, I
there's a
forgot
couple
about Yale.
rivalries that are longer. I think this is the longest intersectional.
I forgot about Princeton and Yale. Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
I mean, Yale Princeton, 1873. Like
Yeah,
that predates the first telephone, man.
It's crazy. Those Ivy Leagues. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And, oh, Carlos, you did have a question on here. Tyler wants to know, what is your favorite NFL team?
Who, me?
Your name's Carlos.
Favorite NFL team? It's the Miami Dolphins. And they're not doing well this season.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Hey, man, the Dolphins moved on from Tua. We started quitting yours, and then that didn't work out as well. So
What I don't understand is
Ew.
how does everybody in the world know that Tua and Ed, except Miami, just learned it this year? How's that possible?
I don't know. It's crazy.
Uh,
And also, it's crazy how Miami, and I think they offered like 4 first-round picks to the Bengals for Joe Burrow, like back in 2020. Like that's like insane.
Tyler is going to ham on the Instagram chat. I don't. Why are you? He's like in Instagram and on and here.
Yeah.
I think Tyler can't wait for him to be on the show. But let's get into this meat and potatoes. When I found my initial response to when this happened, was sure anger. It was sure anger. I was like, what the F is going on here? Why is one of the biggest rivalries, discontinuing? And me and my first reaction, um, me and Steve had this conversation was I've been wanting Nick Leak and Riley out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking about, well, coach, you got the number one recruiting class and this, that, and the third, and they here, give it a shot. You never know. At least give him one more year. And I was like, I didn't want to hear all that.
That's because you let your
Um,
emotions cloud your mind, and I was being
no,
the
no, no,
objective.
no, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, 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 yeah.
No, because
Because that's not everything I said.
I think intelligently, we Snead just ran up out of here. I think intelligently, and I'm like, no, this it was a lot of signs
Listen,
there's a lot of signs. Don't interrupt, Steve.
you were mad
Let
after
me
Notre
let me
Dame
cook.
lost, and you were
Let me
jumping the
cook.
gun
Let
saying they
me
need to
cook.
fire.
No, I said that before the Notre Dame game. I said it even more afterwards.
Well, you doubled down
It's
on it
it's
after because
it's.
before you weren't yelling about it.
I never opted out of it. I never opted out of it. I said that last year. Like
Let
this
me
dude,
ask you
like
this.
this dude needed to go, and he needed to go, and you're like, no, give it one more year, like oh, we don't need to give this dude one. We do not need to we do not need to give this dude one more year. It's it's evident that he does not understand USC football. Um, the same. Look how he left. Look at how he left OU. Soon as OU decides to sign the contract to go to the SEC, what does he do? He bounces.
I agree.
What did he try to do before then? He tried to cancel the Red River rivalry between OU and Texas because they were going to the SEC. And lo and behold, guess who else went to the SEC? Texas, to keep it going. So what he do? He bolted for the West Coast to get far away from the SEC as possible. And I'm like, this is the guy we hired? But gave it a shot. First year he brought Caleb Williams with him. And I was like, cool. He brought Caleb Williams. I was like, let's see how this goes. And first year went good. Beat Notre Dame that year. And I was like, okay, maybe we got something here. But then, Lincoln Riley just started being Lincoln Riley. And I was like, no, no, no. We got to get somebody else. We got to get somebody else out here. This he's changing it was mainly because of the defensive side.
When?
USC has always been known by having that hard-nosed smash mouth defense.
When?
For all the time.
When?
They've always had that, been known for their defense. And our defense
You're talking about ancient history. You're talking about when Pete Carroll was there.
Don't make me mute you.
What? You gonna prattle on, or you gonna let me say something?
Defense. No, I'm not gonna let you say nothing until I'm finished.
That's fair. That's how you win a debate. Mute the opponent.
Defense is what we've been known for.
Since
and
when?
Our defense has been not the best. It's under Lincoln Riley. We'll put up 30.
Been good 40, under Helton. It wasn't good.
I said I'm going to mute you, Steve.
You out here just prattling on.
I said I'm going to mute you, Steve. Our defense has not been the top at all. We'll score 30 points and give up 30. Our run defense has been suspect since Lincoln Riley's been there. I've not liked that. These are reasons why I wanted Lincoln Riley out of there. Then somebody decides they want to send me articles saying, "Oh, the rivalry USC is backing out of the rivalry because you guys too scared to play us 6 months ago. I'm like, there's no effing way. And there's no effing way that's ever going to happen. So I get these articles. I look at them. I was like, there's no way. There's no way that's going to happen. So we had an argument on that. I dismissed it, and I'm like, at the time, I literally did say that. I was like, well, we're in the Big Ten. We really don't need Notre Dame. Notre Dame needs us more than we need Notre Dame. But that's still not a reason to end the rivalry. That's a big tradition that we need to keep going. Fast forward to now, the season's over and the rivalry's ended. So, like I said, my first initial response was I was pissed off. Then, as I read more into it, I was more from what Lincoln Riley said publicly. That is something that you do not want to hear your head coach say publicly. So I said, yeah, we need to start a petition to get this dude out of here. Because you overnight then killed the reputation of the USC Trojans program as a whole. Like you killed our reputation overnight by just making that one stupid comment. Talking about we wanted to move the game to the earlier in the season because a loss at the end of the season will hurt you in the college football playoff, which is true. However, that is not something that you will need to say publicly. However, these Notre Dame fans will have you believe that we, USC, put our tail between our legs and just said, "Oh, hell no, we're not playing this game anymore." That's not what happened. The killing straw was the guaranteed spot that Notre Dame has in the playoffs. If they finish 12 in the polls, was a killing straw. They're like, okay, if that's the case, we're going to play week 0. We're going to play week 0 or nothing at all. Take it or leave it. That's exactly how it happened. Notre Dame responded, we're going to leave it. And sure enough, 24 hours later, we done scheduled BYU.
It wasn't even 24 hours.
So
we had that game locked up in 45 minutes.
So
everybody says they're going to freeze Notre Dame out. That's a bunch of bull hockey too.
So the bullshit that's going on is saying that we, USC, opted out of playing Notre Dame, which is 100% false.
It's 100% true.
That's 100% false.
100%.
Well, that way, though, it was 100% false. We had the contract.
How can you
ready? We had the contract ready to go to keep it as is. You guys wanted to announce that you guys had that guarantee that starts next year, because this is why I said earlier in the show, if you guys would have made the college football playoff, none of this would have came out, and everything would have been 100% the way it was. But no, you guys didn't make the playoff. You started whining, bitching, and moaning about it. You're backing out of your bowl game, and you already had multiple ADs.
See, this is what you said.
You already have multiple ADs saying that they were already pissed off about it. So we got that. So once we heard that, we were like, okay, no, all right, no, we'll play you week 0. Take it or leave it. You guys said leave it, and then 24 hours later, bam.
Why would we give you a week 0 when we can't even play home and homes? What are we going to do? Play over in Hawaii, over in Dublin, Ireland? What are we going to do? Suggesting a week 0 game is a nonsense. It doesn't even apply. That just confirms that USC backed out, because their only resolution was we'll play in week 0 where we can't even play in the U.S. That's not even a real option. That's, again, moving the goalpost. That's not a real resolution. Who wants to watch Notre Dame USC rivalry overseas every year in week 0? I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And why is it a problem if Notre Dame lobbies for them, if they have a top 12 position in the rankings, that they get a guaranteed playoff spot when every other conference has a guaranteed playoff spot? Why is it wrong for Notre Dame as an independent lobbying for their best interest? If the and here's the thing, if the ACC champ or the Big Ten champ or the SEC champ or the Big 12 champ lobby for their teams to have a guaranteed playoff spot, why shouldn't Notre Dame say, if we reach this requirement, we want to be guaranteed a playoff spot as well? What would that do to deter USC from playing Notre Dame with the already agreed upon date schedule? We already bent the knee for USC with the way the dates were set up because USC doesn't want to come to South Bend at the end of the year. You know why, Coach? It's too cold. It's just too cold for those guys in California to come out and play a November game in South Bend. So what we did was we said, all right, Southern Cal, because y'all are too cold, we'll play you at mid-end October. And we'll do that. But at the end of the year, we'll fly out to your guys' place and play at the end of the year. So we're already bending the knee to help USC to begin with, saying, you don't want to play in South Bend when it's cold? We'll help you here. So why would we move the entire structure of this rivalry to play in week 0 as a resolution when you can't even play week 0 games in the country? So it's like, to me, this all comes back to Lincoln Riley at the beginning of the year. Before all of this even came about, Lincoln Riley was already dragging his toe saying, we don't know if we want to continue this rival. We don't know if we want to play this game. So when your head coach, hold on, I let you go, Coach.
We're soft, but we got Ohio. We scheduling Ohio State. We scheduling Michigan. We scheduling Penn State. We got them on our. But we're soft. Who the hell do y'all got on y'all schedule?
Right. I let you go.
Click the link, Bruce. That is my school. I'm not a fan of USC. That I take that shit personal. When you're trying to say my school is soft, I take that personal. I'm an alumni. I'm not him. I'm not a fan of Notre Dame. He's been hitting me that he's throwing that out there like it's like a thing to do. There's no softness about USC. Period. At all. You better get that. You better get that through to your head, Bruce. That is my alma mater you're talking about.
They're soft.
I'm not a fan of. I am not a fan.
Backing out of a legacy rivalry game over the context in which USC, and they've already been caught in their lies multiple times. The reports are out.
I'm trying to let you cook, Steve, but we're not going to do that.
When your own alumni, the greats of USC, are coming out posting live videos about how disappointed they are with the administration and the head coach over this, that should be a telltale sign of like maybe we screwed this up. Why would it be Notre Dame's fault when Notre Dame agreed to the exact same format that has always been? Is it Notre Dame's fault that USC decided to leave the Pac-12 and let that conference burn? Was it Notre Dame's fault that USC decided to go to the Big Ten? And this idea that USC is scheduling Ohio State and Indiana and this, they're not scheduling them. They're in a conference with them. They have to play conference games. They're not choosing the schedule, because if it was up to Lincoln Riley, just like he wanted to ditch the LSU matchup a couple years ago, now he wants to ditch the Notre Dame game, just like when he ditched Oklahoma and when he had the chance to go to the SEC and take the LSU job, he went out to the Pac-12 because he thought it'd be easier. And that's exactly what he did. This comes down to the way Lincoln Riley likes to compete. Now, to go back to your original statement, the reason I said you don't fire Lincoln Riley right now is because you have a number 1 recruiting class coming in, and you're going through this transition from the Pac-12 to the Big Ten. It's going to take time. It's a culture shock. So it's like, I agree with your grievances with Riley. I don't disagree with you. But while you're moving from the Pac-12 to the Big Ten, and this year we're seeing the coaching carousel as it is, with the number 1 class signed, do you get rid of your head coach under those circumstances? I would say no. So first off, I understand you're upset with Lincoln. I would be too. But while Penn State's job's open, the LSU job was open, the Florida job was open, Arkansas, UCLA, Virginia Tech, we saw a carousel of coaching jobs opening. Do you want to throw your hat in the ring with all of those hires going on top of trying to retain the number one class you already have committed? I said it's probably not best to cut bait now when there might be light at the end of the tunnel. I agree it's been frustrating to this point and it's been underachieving, but it's like while you have these things on the back end, like a number one class, you don't just fire the head coach when you have that coming in. So I said it's not that I like Lincoln because I agree with your grievances, but giving the landscape with all the coaching carousel going on, you having the number one class coming in, I don't think right now would be the time, because if you fire Lincoln and that class dissolves, now you're going to an entire new rebuild where it's like Lincoln's getting better step by step. I don't think it's great, but he won 9 games this year. And like the teams they lost to were pretty decent. The Illinois loss didn't look as good, but like you lost on the road to Notre Dame by 10. That's not a horrible loss. They competed in that game. Then you lose to Oregon by, what was it, like 12 or 14? There was points in that game where it was somewhat competitive. It wasn't like a complete blowout. So it's like things are going in a better direction. It's not like it's like, oh, we just, we won 5 games. So the landscape of the coaching carousel, you signing the number one class, I said, I just don't think it's a good time to fire him right now when you got like 4 other big time job openings. I just don't know if you want to throw your hat in the ring trying to find the right coach in the midst of all of that going on. Now, to the Notre Dame USC situation. I don't understand how it's Notre Dame's fault that USC as an institution is going through this transition they chose to go through. USC's administration chose to go to the Big Ten. They have a 80-year rivalry with Notre Dame. This idea that Notre Dame lobbied for their own positioning to get a guaranteed spot with a top 12 finish, which it's not like Notre Dame saying we're like a G5 school. If we're just ranked in the top 25, we get handed a spot. If Notre Dame competes and finishes in the top 12, we should be guaranteed a spot. Just like every other conference, they are going to lobby for positioning and guaranteed positions for their teams. So I don't know why Notre Dame's in this wrong. And here's the deal. Even if Notre Dame has that agreement, what does that hurt USC? Or is USC pretty much saying we're not confident in ourselves to compete in the Big Ten to the point where even if you lose to Notre Dame late, it doesn't go against your conference record. So it's like you could still lose to Notre Dame and win the Big Ten. So to me, it's like, what does Notre Dame getting a guaranteed top 12 spot in the playoff, if they earn it, what does that deter USC's competitive advantage? It doesn't. So to me, this all goes down to Lincoln Riley and that administration wants out of the rivalry. And it's like, I think it's clear as day. Marcus Freeman from day one, I want to play USC. Black and white. I want to play USC. I want to keep it going. And we'll do what we can. And when USC throws this week 0 opportunity out there, that doesn't even count. That's the most obvious, like we don't want to play it because you can't even play in the United States for that game. Who wants to see that rivalry, that legacy rivalry, turn into a non-home and home game? Do you want to watch USC Notre Dame in Hawaii, or do you want to watch them in the Coliseum? Or do you want to watch them in South Bend? I don't want to watch that game in Dublin, Ireland, or Hawaii. That's not even a solution. That's crazy. USC wanted out of this because this is more business move and cowardice, in my opinion. I'm not trying to be mean, but I think it's cowardice where it's like, we'd rather just play our conference schedule and get by and bank on that than competing with this team that we've had this traditional rivalry with because it's going to make it harder for us. So it's like, and this idea that Notre Dame won't play anybody and that Notre Dame's got a soft schedule, when they schedule these games, USC doesn't pick their Big Ten matchups. That comes from the conference. When Notre Dame plays their 5 ACC games, they don't get to pick them. That's the ACC giving us 5 games. So it's not Notre Dame's fault the ACC is a dumpster fire. And when Notre Dame sends out contracts, when I look at their future schedules, I see Texas. I see Alabama. I see Notre Dame just played a home and home with Ohio State. I see Notre Dame just played a home and home with Texas A&M. We play Miami. This idea that Notre Dame won't play anybody is crazy. In the second USC backed out, it took Notre Dame 45 minutes to get another top 15 program, which I would even
That's
argue
because
right
you
now
guys
BYU is a better
already had it
program
on
than
the
USC.
schedule.
It took us
You
45
guys
minutes.
already knew that it was not going to. I let you cook fit for 45. No, I didn't even say 45
Stop
minutes.
it.
I let you
Stop it.
cook for 10 minutes. Look,
We got
Look,
BYU on the schedule in
let me ask you
45
this.
minutes after USC
Let me ask you
decided they
this.
wanted to back out.
Let me ask you,
45 minutes.
Carlos, you're not
talking about
mediating.
a team that just competed for the
Bro,
You're not
playoffs,
mediating, Carlos.
and we got them on the
I'm
schedule
letting
for
y'all
home
go.
and home within 45 minutes.
Steve, let me ask you this. Don't you feel like it's very convenient that as soon as the deal fell through, that the BYU contract, you just said it. I said 24 hours. You said 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was
That was already
quick.
pre-planned that this rivalry was not going to happen next year.
Don't you think our athletic director knew USC from week one? Before we even got into the season, when Lincoln Riley was hinting at backing out of this, we knew.
And
So why
Bruce
wouldn't
said it
an
himself.
athletic director
USC had the original contract
go amongst
on the
plethora
table.
of college football teams
Hold on,
and
Steve.
say,
Hold
who
on,
would
Steve.
want
We're
to
not going
play
to talk.
us in
We're
case
not going to
USC
talk
backs
over each
out of
other.
this game?
We're not going to talk over each other. Bruce said it in a text message to me, and you even said it already, that it was already in your argument that USC backing out, which is a total lie. It's just only Notre Dame fans are saying this.
No,
But-
your own alumni are saying it, Coach. Your own alumni.
No, we have a
You're
right
wrong
to be
there.
mad. We have a
The
right
fact
to
that
be.
Notre Dame fans are only saying
No,
this,
Notre Dame
you
is
can
only
literally
no.
go
Only
on
Notre
the
Dame
internet
fans
and
were saying
type
that.
in Keyshawn
Only Notre Dame.
Johnson
Only
in
Notre
that
Dame.
Petros guy
Just
who runs
because
Fox, who is
a
a
few
running back
alumni
for
are saying that
USC.
they're upset at the administration for the rivalry ending, you're going to roll with them like, oh, no. We have a right to be, because it takes both sides to say no for that to not happen. Both administrations.
Stop it.
So
That's just
no,
not
that's
true.
facts. You just
It's
don't
not
want to.
true.
You just don't want to acknowledge it.
No, is week 0 a solution, Coach? Is playing in Hawaii a real solution?
Tony, your mic's
I think
muted.
you're muted, Coach, or something. We can't hear you.
Hold on, Tony.
We can't hear you. I think he muted himself, didn't he?
No.
It looks like that mute thing's up.
And I think Tony, he's trying to get that through right now. Tony.
Since he's muted, I should take this time to cook right now.
Hey, Loki. Hey, Tony's on mute. Hey, Steve is on
I'm
mute.
just saying, like, this idea that it was both sides, who kept moving the goalposts? Was it Notre Dame or USC? Did USC say, well, we kind of don't know if we want to do this. We're going to hold off on signing the contract for the next few years. And then at the very end, they come up with a week 0 solution because we want to play the game. It's like, that's the most cope bunch of nonsense. This is the craziest thing I ever heard. Why would you play a traditional rivalry not in America, not in home and home? Why would you move this game? Did Notre Dame want to move the game to Mexico and Dublin and Hawaii, or was it USC? Did USC not sign the original agreement we've had for 80-some years where we played them out in Southern Cal in late November and they play at Notre Dame in October? Did Notre Dame change that? No. Did Notre Dame say, well, let's play in week 0 where we can't even play in the United States? No. I don't understand. Did USC choose to transition to the Big Ten and let the Pac-12 crumble? That was their choice. So it's like, I don't understand how it's Notre Dame's fault that they didn't agree to a week 0 matchup where you can't even play a home and home with your traditional rivalry. Why would Notre Dame agree to that? Notre Dame already bent the knee at USC because they didn't want to play in South Bend when it's too cold. And we were like, you know what? We'll give you that because we care that much about the rivalry.
I don't know what happened to my microphone.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
You're there. Okay, you're good.
No, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know what happened to that was the first time that ever happened. The dude is like, I got an error message that came on and said your microphone
You
just
were like
cut
in the
out.
middle, and then you just like went out. It was like, hold up, can't hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube didn't want me to finish with saying what I was saying.
Yeah.
My producer, our producer who messaged me on the side also said
Here's
my
the
mic
deal.
was
This is
on.
what this comes down to, Coach. The
But
powers that be, whether it's the Big Ten, the SEC, the AC, they
no,
want
that's
to
not,
try,
Steve.
they want to force
That's not
Notre
my
Dame.
argument. That's not my argument.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just
Look,
saying what this
it takes
comes
both
down
sides.
to.
It takes both. It takes both sides for a deal like this to come through. All right. My argument is toward the Notre Dame fans like
Oh
Bruce
my God.
that has this
When you
hard
say
on.
it takes both
That
sides, that's crazy to me.
my
The way
argument
USC's moved
is
the goalpost, Notre
it's
Dame
not moving
hasn't.
the goalpost when you're in a.
Yes, it is. It's
No,
100%
it's not.
moving the
When you're in a
goalpost.
negotiation, it's two sides. It's not one side. It's two.
And who changed
Both
all
sides
the
have
parameters
both
of the
sides
agreement?
have to be. We
Who-
already established that. Why are
Yeah, so
that's
how
going
is
back
it
in
both
circles.
sides? Notre Dame's
You already
already
know.
capitulated to USC all this time. How is it both sides when Notre Dame was like, no, week zero is not a reasonable option?
Because your coach came out of his mouth and said this.
Yeah. Where does it say in there we'll play week zero in a foreign country, Coach? We're going to change the entire format.
Now
of the
you're
game.
moving the goalposts. His
No.
exact words
Stop
were,
it.
I don't care
Stop
when we
it.
play. When we play them, start of the season, middle of the season, end of the season. I don't
And what
care.
did your coach say? We don't know if we want to play Notre Dame anymore. So it's like, okay, so we're now at a stalemate. Who in the negotiations? You said both sides need to negotiate. Who changed the entire format of everything we've done historically with this game?
We're not
It
moving the
wasn't Notre
goalposts.
Dame.
We're not
USC
moving the
continued to
goalposts.
move
Your
the
coach said
goalposts.
this, and they were like, "Okay, we'll play you at the start of the season."
I'm sure.
Y'all said no.
Well,
We're
hold on.
not going to do it.
Context matters.
And then
I don't care
24
where
hours
we play
later,
them. I don't
here's
care
announced
when
that
we
you
play
guys got a
them.
home and
Why
home series with BYU.
Why would? Yeah, because BYU will play a home and home. USC doesn't want that. They've already showed they're not interested.
We don't want that,
in
but we
home
had
and
the
home.
contract on it.
Because if USC was interested in continuing this rivalry, they would play at Notre Dame in the middle of October, and we would play at Southern Cal at the end of November, like we've done forever. And this idea that Notre Dame now gets a guaranteed top 12 spot if they finish in the top 12, that has nothing to do with it. It's just another reason for USC.
It has everything to do with
it. It has
there's
every
other
reason
ADs
for
that feel
what?
that way.
It doesn't
But
come
it'll
down
come
to
out later.
competition. Doesn't come down to competition because even if you lose late November, it doesn't go against USC.
That's 100% Notre Dame fan argument, but go ahead.
It's just the truth. It doesn't affect their conference.
It's the truth to you guys, but it's not the truth.
Can USC here's a question, Coach, competitively. Can USC lose to Notre Dame and still win the Big Ten? Yes.
Yeah.
So there's the argument. It's done. You lost. Because this idea that Notre Dame getting a competitive edge with this new deal with the NCAA if they finish in the top 12, that doesn't deter USC's competitive advantage. They can still win the Big Ten and get their guaranteed spot, is my point. So it's like, where's the argument? Why would that matter for USC? Because USC already has an agreement in place per their conference.
Because the answer, you guys, because the answer, you don't want to hear it.
I've heard it. It's just not a good answer.
But that's the answer. It's the fact that you're not in a we get the guarantee. You got this. No, Steve, don't do that. We've got that guaranteed. If you're a conference champion, you have to go through steps to get there to be a conference champion. Notre Dame can't be a conference champion.
Well, hold on. Does Notre Dame have to make steps to finish in the top 12?
Your choice. Yeah, you got to win out.
Does Notre Dame have to
win
make steps to get into the top 12 to be applicable for the playoffs?
You got to win your games. However, you can be top 12 as
this
year
we're in the same.
with 2 losses.
We're arguing the same thing then. Competitively, USC has to go through their conference.
But it's a
Notre Dame
huge
has
difference.
to go through their schedule. It's like the same.
You want to know? There's a huge difference.
No, there's
not. Yes, it is. It's a huge difference between
there's actually
going through your conference and winning your conference instead of just winning out your regular season games.
And here's why you're wrong, Coach. Here's why you're wrong.
I'm not wrong. You just don't want to. Y'all just don't admit it.
You
just don't want to admit it because it contradicts what you want with Notre Dame.
Even if you win your conference, that gets you in. But are we seeing multiple Big Ten teams in the playoffs? I see 3. So you don't even have to win your conference in the Big Ten to get in. So don't
But
tell
that
me
was your
it's
argument. But that was your argument.
easier
You
for
said
Notre Dame
no.
because
But
I
you
saw
said
Notre Dame go 10-2,
you
not in the
said
conference, and get left out.
you
I've seen
said
2-loss and 3-loss
you
teams in
said
conferences
why
get in.
is
So
us
you being
having
in
that
the conference is
guaranteed
actually easier
12th
because I
bid?
see 3 Big Ten teams, I
You
see
said
5 SEC
you're
teams.
contradicting your own argument.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
How
You
am I
can't. You
contradicting my
can't
argument? You said
because
it's
your
easier. It's
original
much more difficult for
when
USC
your
going through their
original.
conference.
You're not
And
going to
my
talk over
argument
me
is,
to make you
even
seem
if you
like you're
finish in
cooking.
the top 3 of the Big Ten,
You
you
said.
still see them getting into the
You
playoff.
said. You said. You said. Why is Notre Dame getting the guaranteed bid an issue when conference championships have a guaranteed bid? That was your argument. Now you're saying the winning the conference don't matter because now other teams get that will get in.
I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm saying even if you win your conference, you're guaranteed in. But even if you're the second and third best team in your conference, you still get in. So your argument of saying it's much more difficult with the conference, I say no, it's not, because even we're seeing the second team in the Big Ten, the third team in the Big Ten get into the play.
No,
If this were a one
it's
conference,
harder to win your conference. It's harder to win your conference. You got the conference champions.
let me ask you this.
Winning a conference champion is different than just winning your regular season and say, oh, because I finished 12th, I'm automatically in. That is the problem. You guys don't see it because it benefits Notre Dame. That is a problem.
I'm lost on where your logic is on this.
Explain
Notre Dame's on thinner ice than everybody else because we're not in a conference, and we saw it play out this year.
But I'm not going to feel sorry for y'all. That's your
which
choice.
is fine. I'm not asking for sympathy, but what I'm saying is, you playing in a conference,
you guys
you
love
the benefit of the doubt.
But
even
you
if
Notre,
you don't
but
win.
you Notre Dame guys love to bring that up.
There's a delineation of, yes, if you win your conference, you get in with a guaranteed spot, versus even if you still finish in the top 3 of your conference, there's a still high likelihood in the Big Ten you're getting in. So you don't even have to win your conference in some of these.
Not necessarily.
Like the SEC
it's not a
got 5
guarantee every
teams
year.
in. That means 4 teams didn't win the conference. 3 Big Ten teams got in. 2 teams did not win the conference. So this idea that, it's more difficult just because we're in a conference, maybe if you're in the Big Ten and the SEC, and I think it's more difficult because they have better teams, but like we saw the ACC championship, they didn't even get in. So this idea with the conference and all this, I just don't agree with it.
No,
and there's
because
not
you Notre Dame fans don't see it because this is a Notre Dame bias.
No, I don't see it because it's played out in reality, and I use my eyes. It has nothing to do with
you guys
being a Notre
refuse
Dame
to see
fan.
it. Just like the comment in the chat, you guys refuse to see it because I am not gonna feel sorry for you guys. I am not gonna let you.
We're not asking for sympathy.
You guys
don't want to be in a conference.
No, I'm sick of hearing this SEC excuse. I mean, sick of hearing this Big Ten excuse about they got the guaranteed spots and all that. If that's how y'all feel, join the SEC, join the Big Ten. Stop crying about it. That's your choice. You guys chose to be independent. You guys chose to be independent because you want to keep all the money for yourselves. You guys chose to be independent. You've been successful at it. Kudos to you. But don't use your decisions that you've made as an organization when it doesn't work in 1 year that it doesn't work in your favor. You start huffing and puffing and crying about it.
Now you're
and then trying to push.
Hold on. This is
trying to opt out of your bowl game to tell the committee we're Notre Dame.
No.
We're not everyone else.
This conversation was about why or why not Notre Dame got left out of the playoffs this year.
To the wheel.
You're just moving the goalpost again. You're conflating arguments.
It's not moving the goalpost. It's killing these excuses that you Notre Dame fans are making. You guys these are self-inflicted wounds that you put on yourselves. You gotta when I worked with Carlos growing up, I always tell him
this is just
use your decisions
argument from emotion. And this
use
is
your
the worst
decision
kind of argument to have.
And stand by your decision, deal with the consequences. You reached a year where your decision did not work in your favor. So you decide to use. So Miami got in and you didn't.
I've never once complained about that.
That's when it
You're
started.
just strawmanning me left and right to try to prove a point.
What was the first thing that Notre Dame that your AD did He goes on social media and starts ridiculing the college football committee right then and there. As soon as they didn't get the bid, after he started running his mouth to the
Coach,
on
what
after
does
he
this have
started
to
running his
do?
mouth
What
to
does this have
the
to do
committee,
with Notre Dame and USC?
what did the committee expose?
What does this have to
After he
do with
started
Notre
running,
Dame
after
and
he started
USC?
running his mouth, the committee exposed that you guys starting next year has that guaranteed bid with you finish 12th. So that's when that came out. After that came out, then you guys decide to freeze out your bowl game. This is Notre Dame crying
All right.
because things are not going their way.
Do you know why
But
Notre Dame's independent? Since
so
you're making all these
so
assertions without being
so
correct with any of them, do you even know why
so
Notre Dame's
because
independent?
because of that,
Did Notre Dame
this-
choose to be
we
independent?
still after all of this, we still had the original contract on the table for
No,
the
you didn't
rivalry.
have the original. You
Yes,
sent
we
a
did.
week 0 contract. That's
Yes, we did.
factually
After all
incorrect.
that, we still had
It's
the
factually incorrect.
original.
You
We
did not
still
stick
had
to
the
the
original contract
contract.
on
If the
the
original
table.
contract would
We
have
still
been
had the
what
original.
we proposed, we would be playing
We
you
still
guys
had
at
the
the end of
original
November,
contract
and
on.
you
We
would be
still had the
playing us
original
in
contract
mid-October.
on the table.
That's the original contract, not week 0 playing in
No, that came out later.
double.
That came out. That came
Yeah,
out.
the original contract
That
is
came
what
out.
we
That
said we
came out
wanted
later
to do,
after
which
after
is
your
in
guy.
November. See, this
Your
is
guy
just
made.
This is just
Your guys made.
emotional code.
You
It's
guys
just
made this.
this is
When you
crazy.
when your coach made this
There's no coherency or
quote.
consistency with this argument. It's
When
just
your coach made
pure
this,
hope.
we made this statement.
Yeah, you can cherry
Here.
pick a quote from what 5 months ago, and then
That's what the
you
hell
can,
y'all doing.
you can back up.
Not cherry picking stuff Lincoln Riley said and said, "Oh, this is USC backing out because they some freaking cowards."
They are 100%.
Y'all doing the exact same thing. See,
No,
you're doing
we're
it
not
right
doing
now.
the exact same thing.
Yes, you are.
This is not. We don't
You're
want to
cherry
play. We
picking
don't want to
things.
play in Hawaii, Coach.
You're cherry
Break
picking
it down.
things
We
that
don't
Lincoln
want to
Riley
play
said
an
and said,
80-year-old
"Oh,
rivalry
USC some
in
cowards.
Hawaii in week
We
0.
don't have this because it's
That's
100%
the craziest thing I've ever
USC. It's not.
heard. That's the craziest thing I've ever
It's
heard.
not. It's you guys.
It's
It's
insanity.
you guys. It's
It's
you
just
guys
an
as well.
argument from emotion. That's
It's you
all
guys
it
as
is.
well. No, my argument is I'm saying y'all not going to sit up here to me.
You invited me up here.
Y'all can do that to
You
anybody.
invited me up here.
Y'all can do it to anybody else, but you're not going to do it
It
to
takes-
me, the USC
it
alumni,
takes-
saying that my school
It takes
is
30 seconds to Google the context of
is-
this entire
is-
situation.
is
And
soft.
when people,
I already have. I
This
know
is
I know the context.
well,
My
yeah, and I don't know
argument is-
how you're coming to this conclusion, because this idea that Notre Dame's backing out because you offered a faulty week 0
I-
off
no, both no,
contract.
no,
When
no.
you're talking
They
about
gave
the
them that.
original
They said
contract
no.
was what
Nope.
we've been doing
Yep.
for the last
said
80
no.
years.
And they
as
said no.
far as playing out in Southern
And they
Cal in
said no.
November
And they
versus
said
playing
no.
in South Bend in October, which has always been the
They
case.
said no.
And you guys wanted to change it. You said, no, we don't want to do this. We want to
Yeah,
play week 0,
yes.
which isn't even a
Yes,
resolution.
after that came out, we was like,
It's
well, we'll
crazy.
play them in the beginning of the season.
Do you even know why Notre Dame's independent? Can you answer that?
I don't care why Notre Dame's
So
independent.
then how can you make the assertion of we choose to be independent? Because that's just not the truth.
It is. You got kicked out of the Big 12. Your Big 10 didn't want you when they were back in the day. You know, Notre Dame wanted to be part of the Big 10. They decided
so
they
what
didn't
was the
want you.
repercussions?
And
What was
then
the
when you
repercussions?
guys
What was the
on the
repercussions of that
can I-
decision?
if
When
you're
Notre
not
Dame
gonna let
tried
me,
to
if
join
you're
a
not going to
conference,
let me talk, I'm going to end the show. You asked me a question. I'm not going to go into the full detail.
you said you
of
didn't
the-
care. That's why I
You
was
asked-
going to go off
you
and
asked
tell
me-
you, because
you
you
asked
said
me
you
a
don't
question.
care.
I really don't. But you asked me a
Well,
question.
so if you
I
don't
know
want
why.
to know context, and you make assertions based off-
I know why they're independent is because conferences didn't want them.
Yeah, that was
And
a
then
bad
when they
decision
started
now,
being
because now they're all begging for
good,
it. Now
then
they're
the
all begging
conferences
for it.
started coming back. The SEC turned them down. The Big 10, they weren't the Big 10 then. They turned them down. But when not USC,
So,
Notre
so
Dame,
let me ask you this:
Notre Dame
when
took
Notre
it on
Dame
the
was
road.
blackballed,
That's
when
not the
Notre Dame was
That's not the
blackballed,
conference.
when Notre
I'm
Dame
gonna let
got
you in a minute,
blackballed,
Bruce, because I already know what your argument is. You just
when
gonna
Notre
come in
Dame
here and
got
yell and scream and call
blackballed,
it soft.
when
But
Notre
I'm
Dame
gonna
got
let you in a minute.
blackballed from joining a conference and decided to remain independent and built their brand that way,
Steve,
why is that their fault? Was
Steve,
it
you
the
went in
entire
and out.
landscape of college football changing, or was Notre Dame changing and forcing it? Everybody
I
else
don't.
changed, not Notre Dame.
I don't
Notre Dame
care.
stayed the same, and everybody's mad at Notre Dame because they got blackballed, and they've been able to been successful.
I don't
in
care, and that, I don't know why you guys always want to. When are you? I'm not those guys that's trying to force y'all to be in the conference or not. I don't give two fucks what y'all do. What I care about is y'all putting USC's name in your mouth, and you want to call us little girl names. Oh,
I
they're
never said
so
that.
big cowards. Did this, did
They are
that.
cowards. They're
I
100%
don't
cowards. They're cowards and they're soft. Y'all haven't beat us. You don't even compete with us anymore, and we're still willing to play y'all, and y'all tucked your tails and ran. That's what this comes down to.
We did
Lincoln
not.
Riley
No.
wants an
That's
easier
your opinion.
schedule.
Let me let Bruce
It's
on.
just
Let me
track
let him go in here and yell and scream at me.
shame. It's a shame that a respected institution like USC
Go ahead, Bruce.
is going to allow a guy like Lincoln Riley make you guys look like cowards. That's the problem here. It's not about USC, but the problem is USC is
No,
allowing
y'all. You
Lincoln
guys say
Riley.
USC.
USC is allowing Lincoln Riley to make them a coward.
And that exactly why I said I want him gone.
Well, at the time, this wasn't in the
My
context.
beginning.
When you were talking after the
No,
Notre Dame game,
I remember
talking about
exactly
firing him,
everything. I remember exactly what I said. I said
I
at the beginning
brought
of
up the fact.
I said at the beginning of this that I wanted Lincoln Riley fired.
And
from
I said,
last year.
when you have the #1 recruiting class, I stand by. I don't think you should fire him.
I don't
right
give a
now.
shit.
Even
You
though I
change-
disagree with this,
If you change the reputation of our school overnight by the words that come out of your mouth, and you're the head coach, people are going to take that as you're speaking for the university.
well, he
as a
kind of
whole.
is.
And-
He's like the CEO right now.
Exactly. So he needs to get fired. He needs to go.
Who do you get though?
It don't matter. Anything's better than
It should
somebody. You think Pete Carroll would have done this?
No.
Exactly.
And that's the last time y'all had a
Pete Carroll's not a coward.
Carroll was there.
Was John McKay? Was John whatever his name is, the original John
No,
Mackey?
he would have done
You
this.
think he would have done this? No.
Hell no. And I tell you
That's
what,
what I
I tell
said.
you what they wouldn't have also done, Coach. Send over a contract for week 0 to go play in Hawaii and Mexico. That's what they also.
I gotta fact check that. I gotta look into
Week
that.
0 games can't even be played. That's why
I know
when
they have
sent
week
that
0.
over-
I know they have week 0 games, but I gotta see.
Yeah, they're over in
That's-
Dublin,
Week 0
Ireland,
games
and
are almost
Hawaii.
never on campus.
I know they're not on campus. They're normally at a neutral site, but Steve
that's
said
where it's
they're only overseas.
What? Why would Notre Dame agree to that? And why would USC even propose that? That's
Deuce,
just like,
my bad. We got another guest on here. I don't want Deuce to be feeling like left out.
Mhm.
What do you feel about this whole USC Notre Dame thing? Then I'm gonna let Bruce go because I'm not gonna have him just come on the show and not say his piece. But go ahead, Deuce.
If I'm being completely honest, I don't know.
there's a lot that goes into it. If you're not
No,
reading,
we
A
go.
lot.
We'll have to. Well, okay. On this aspect of a rivalry ending, what is your thoughts on that? Because as you can tell, me, Steve, and Bruce, we're very passionate, and you're gonna hear it in Bruce when he speaks in a minute.
Oh yeah.
I don't really know. I probably think my dad would know because he's a Notre Dame fan. But besides that, I don't.
Ah,
good man, good man. You have a good father. Listen
God.
to your father.
You
That's
see,
awesome.
you see what you see this. I'm man enough to be outnumbered. I'm not scared.
I'm honestly now. I
Pause.
know Bruce. Shout out, Bruce. Good seeing you, brother. First off,
Shut up, Bruce.
Bruce, you forgot your chef hat because I know you came in here and you was about to cook. You forgot the hat, bro.
Oh my.
I don't
No,
even
go-
have much to say, Steve. You
Go ahead, Bruce.
you handled it. This is what I'm gonna say. Let me start. First of all, happy holidays to everybody, man. Everybody tuned in to the Be Ready Sports Podcast. Thank you all for tuning in, man. Y'all taking care of my guy, Coach T, my guy, Carlos, of course, Steve, King of the Chat. Appreciate all that, man. I hope everyone is having an opportunity to enjoy this day and this time of year with their families, man, because obviously, that's what it's all about. All right, now let's get to it. Now that's out the way.
Man, Man, you sounded
Coward,
like you said it like that was a job. Like, okay, let me get the nice things out of the way.
for
Now
sure.
it's time for me to be a butthole. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, not even. I'm gonna keep it brief, but let me say this: USC,
Go ahead.
Lincoln Riley, bunch of cowards. All right, Lincoln Riley's very first Big Ten Media Day press conference in freaking July of 2024, he was already broaching the idea of getting out of this rivalry with Notre Dame. His very first Big Ten press conference, a media day, right? And so this is right after he got hired. No, not right after he got hired. This is right after they joined the Big Ten. And so for him to go out there and say that publicly means he was already discussing it with the powers that be at the university and in that athletic department. He can't go out there and say that without getting that okay first off, right? So yeah, Lincoln Riley is a coward and USC are a bunch of cowards. Your alumni, respect due to them because they're standing up saying this is some BS, right? But in case you don't know what a coward is, let me help you out. A coward is a person who lacks courage in facing danger, difficulty, opposition, pain, etc. A timid or easily intimidated person. Bunch of cowards. Y'all don't want the smoke. Let me give you something else, okay? In the last 10 meetings, USC is 2-8 versus Notre Dame. All right. Let me tell you something else. USC is not historically known for being an outstanding defensive team. They were under Pete Carroll. That's how they were winning. Granted, they had also elite offensive talent, but really they were elite in the trenches with fantastic defense and defensive line play. That's how they were winning. Historically, USC is not known for being. Go ahead. Okay, so I'll give you what you got: Ronnie Lott, Junior Seau, Cushing. What's the other guy's name? Troy Polamalu, right? You got some all-time greats, but for the most part, all your most elite players from USC are offensive guys. I don't know where you got this from, saying that USC is historically known for being elite defensively. They're not. That's not true. Now, let's get to it, right? So I already covered it that from the very beginning, Lincoln Riley was trying to get out of this Notre Dame matchup. And you want to know how else I know your school is cowards? Yeah, I said it, and I'm saying it loud with my chest. Cowards, because they also try to duck the smoke and get out of the freaking LSU matchup before the beginning of last season's game. And I sent you that as well. It was known that they were trying for months to get out of that game. Lincoln Riley don't want it. USC don't want it. This whole business of them trying to say, okay, well, we'll play the game in week 0. You know what that was? Last ditch attempt so they can say to people like you, well, we tried to give Notre Dame an opportunity, but they didn't want to play us, so they backed out. No, that's not what it is. Then you throw your little Marcus Freeman quote up there. So now you're telling me Marcus Freeman, the head coach of the school, has decision-making power on whether or not these rivalries maintain. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's a guy named Pete Bavacqua, the AD. He has that power, not Marcus Freeman. Does Marcus Freeman get a say? I'm sure he does, but he doesn't have final power on that. So let's stop with the ridiculousness of throwing the Marcus Freeman quote up.
But Lincoln Riley does?
No, but he can't go up there and say
But your
what
main
he said.
argument is what Lincoln Riley said that makes my whole school cowards.
Do you?
That
Yes,
was your whole.
because
That's your
your-
whole argument. But when
Because
it
your
comes to Marcus,
athletic department had to freaking
but
The
when it
evidence
comes to
came
Marcus
out.
Freeman, he doesn't make the powers.
Your
the head
athletic department
the
had
head
to
coach-
okay him going up there saying that, correct? They did, right?
But
Right.
But your argument is Marcus Freeman doesn't have no power. Neither does Lincoln Riley.
No, he doesn't have that
That's his
power.
opinion.
Clearly,
That's his opinion. That's his stance. That's what I'm.
clearly
but
Lincoln
I've
Riley.
lobbied.
Okay, go ahead.
But I've lobbied that I want Lincoln Riley out of there.
You have, but that doesn't change the fact that this should never have happened. We shouldn't even be having this discussion. And to Steve's point, the bigger point is this is how we know it's all BS. USC was in line to re-sign the deal and keep everything as it was until they found out about about Notre Dame having a guaranteed spot if they were in the top 12.
That's 100%.
If other people have guaranteed spots, why can't Notre Dame? Why can't they? All right. And then next,
I've answered that question, but you guys don't like the answer.
no,
It's not an answer, though.
It is. It's
Because
how it
if
is.
you break it down, we just established USC can still
Hmm.
make the playoffs, winning their conference, or hear me out, being in the Big Ten. If you finish in the top 3, maybe even the top 4, you're still going to get in. So you even have the advantage of being in one of the 2 premier conferences that you don't even really have to win. And
That's
the
right.
fact that Notre Dame doesn't go as a conference loss Where's the competitive advantage or disadvantage where USC goes, oh, now this is a problem because Notre Dame's guaranteed a 12 position spot? If you're finishing the top 3 of the Big Ten, you're getting in. The first 2 seasons we've seen a 12-team format. We've seen 3 teams from the Big Ten get in consistently. So it's like this idea that because Notre Dame, which they've had to survive as an independent, and they've carved this position for themselves
That's
to
right.
be able to advocate for themselves.
Everyone
Why would
has a
that
part in
elevate
that.
the competitive advantage of what USC has in a conference?
That's
Because
right.
Stop with the independent argument.
No,
That is
you
where
guys
you're
are the ones who bring up the
That's
independent
your-
argument.
That's
You guys,
that's where you're
you
at.
guys who can't stand Notre Dame are the ones who always bring up the independent argument, not us. The
I
fact
can't
is
stand
this.
Notre Dame
The
because
fact
y'all
is
are
this.
rivals.
The fact is
Hell with
this: Notre Dame did not choose to be independent. Notre Dame was made independent.
I don't care.
Hold on. You do care because you keep bringing it up.
I don't
Made
care.
attempts
No, I'm
multiple.
saying that.
Hold
I'm
on.
tired of you guys
Made
using that as
it's not an excuse.
Made attempts multiple times to get into a conference, but when they said, you know what, F that, we're going to do our own thing, and took over an entire century, carved out their lane, as Steve said, carved out what advantages and disadvantages come with it. Everybody's got a freaking problem. Y'all are the ones that made us independent. We took advantage, built this thing out of nothing, but everybody's got a problem. And let me give you one more thing, Coach T, one more thing. You hear these clowns at USC complaining about how hard it is that they have to travel all over the country back and forth to play football. Notre Dame was doing that by train. For 100 years, they were on trains going back and forth from New York playing Army back to the West Coast to play your Trojans. All right. But now you guys are on freaking private jets, right? Chartered jets, private jets going back and forth. And you're complaining about how hard it is to travel the country, man. Get out of here. Soft.
And
That's all that is.
The actual context here,
Ridiculous.
Notre Dame already makes a sacrifice as an independent. We don't get a first round bye. We've given that up to say, we know we're independent.
Yep.
We'll take this. We agree to this. So
why was it an issue this year when you guys didn't make the college football playoffs?
Advocate for themselves with a top 12 finish when they've
why was it an
already
issue this year
sacrificed
because
we'll
you
never
didn't
get a first round bye.
playoff?
So the issue was this, Coach T.
Why was it an issue this year?
I'm about to tell you, it wasn't even so much that we didn't make the playoff. The greater issue was that the committee and ESPN and the TV people used Notre Dame for 5 straight weeks to make money by having them there, right? Because they knew that the Notre Dame fan base and even the people who hate Notre Dame was going to tune in to see where Notre Dame is. But then all of a sudden, right, in the very last reveal, a whole bunch of factors that shouldn't have been factors came into play and kept Notre Dame out. One, Alabama becomes the first 3-loss team to ever get into the football playoff, right? College football playoff. 3 losses, they got in. Not just that, it would be one thing if you said, for whatever reason, we put Alabama in, but it's the total lack of consistency because they got smoked in their conference title game, just like BYU. BYU got smoked in their conference title game. They got kicked out of the top 12, right? So Alabama, they got smoked in their conference title game. Not only did they not get kicked out, they didn't even move. They are the only conference championship game loser to lose that game and not move in the playoffs, right? So there's that. Then you go here. Even with all of that going on, you have the issue of Notre Dame having been ahead of Miami for all those weeks leading up to it. Both teams didn't play. Miami didn't play. Notre Dame didn't play. Now we understand that we should have handled business and Miami beat us. So it's not even issue of Miami. Because if you just said from the beginning, Miami has the head-to-head over Notre Dame, we have to accept that because we did not handle business when we played them. They beat us. But the fact is you had Notre Dame ahead all that time, and then neither team played on the final weekend, and all of a sudden you have the flip-flop and you have the Alabama SEC bias because Alabama doesn't move and somehow manages to get in with 3 losses. So these are the problems that Notre Dame had. So you use Notre Dame all this way to get the views on your college reveal show, to get the money from the ad execs. Cool. But then even beyond that, after you screw them, right, because there's no proper and discernible criteria, after you screw them, you say, we're ESPN and we're the college football playoff. We're still going to stick them in a bowl because we know people are going to watch Notre Dame and we're going to make more money off of them. Notre Dame said, nah, son, we're not going to let you do that. That's the problem.
A bowl game that ESPN owns.
Correct.
So it's
They
like
knew what they were doing the
you
whole
milked
time.
us for
That's
all
the
this money
problem.
leading up, and then after you screw us at the tail end,
Aw,
now you want to milk
stop
us for more
it.
ratings.
That
Stop
is the
it.
problem,
Notre Dame
Coach
Stop
T.
said,
it.
we're not
Stop
doing
it.
this.
Stop it.
Yeah,
Stop
it's not that they didn't get in, Coach
Stop
T.
it. And
It's the way the whole thing
man,
happened.
Come on now, bro.
Are you
And then y'all,
serious?
and then y'all want to come. Yeah, are you serious? And then you
Yeah.
want to come
Well,
out here
what
and
do
then
I
you want
expect
to
from
run.
a Trojan, right?
And then you want to run down my school.
Yeah,
Come
the
on
cowards.
now, it
That's
happens
right.
because it happened to you guys. You guys want to.
This idea that you
Oh,
think
they're
Notre
out.
Dame's running
They're
from a
using
bowl
us
game.
and everything. But give me a freaking break.
This idea
What-
that you think Notre Dame's running from a bowl game when they have nothing to play for versus
Right.
USC running from a rivalry that has 80 some plus years, 100 years tested. It's
And
just
lots of money to
like,
make.
this is the worst comparison I've
Nobody
ever
running
heard.
from nothing.
Yeah,
Why
all
would
right,
Notre
whatever,
Dame
man.
play in a bowl game they don't get to compete in a championship for? This
And
serves
by the way,
interest of ESPN. While we have kids transferring, while we have kids getting ready for the draft, there's no game for Notre Dame. The only game is for
Mhm.
ESPN to get money.
Oh, man.
And Notre
And-
Dame
and-
said, "You
and
know
on top of that-
enough. We're not going to do this."
that's right. And on
This is
top
like
of that,
conflating two
Man,
arguments.
get me
that
out.
you were
Get
going
It
off
is.
man,
earlier.
go
This
somewhere
had
with all
nothing
It
to
is.
do with Notre Dame, USC.
Hello?
The fact that we didn't get in this year, the fact that we're not
here
playing
we
in a
go.
bowl game. It's like it's just
Oh, that's
moving
you,
the goalposts.
Brucey. Oh gosh.
Merry
Mhm.
Christmas. Merry Christmas, guys.
Turn your camera
Oh,
on.
Merry
boy.
Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry
Turn
Christmas,
your
Bruce.
all right, I said what I gotta say, man. I'm about to get up out of here, man. I'll let
Hey,
y'all-
hey, don't run now, brother.
shout outs, man. Appreciate the
Don't-
time, Coach T. I'm
Don't,
out.
don't run now. Don't
You
run
about
now.
to you about to
Hey,
run
man,
up out of
I'm
here.
going.
Now
Because
let you.
I'm gonna get real irritated, man. I'm gonna
I'll
holler.
let you. I'll
I'm
let
gonna
you
be
speak, Bruce.
Listen,
You
why you
good?
running now,
I'll
Brucey?
let you
I'm
speak.
good,
Bruce.
man. I gotta
Hold
go.
on,
Y'all
Bruce.
have a great night.
Why
Let me
you
say this
running
to
now,
Bruce
bro?
before. Let's say this to Bruce before he go.
Go ahead, Coach T.
You are entitled to your opinion, which is Notre Dame bias opinion, but you're entitled to it.
I gave you a bunch of facts. No bias.
I respect that. Nope. I'm not. I don't care about. I don't care
Of course
about all
you
that. I don't care about all that. That's fine and dandy. Facts are facts. Good.
Hey, man.
But
Hey, how
we
your
go.
boys feeling tonight, man? How you feeling,
but
Bruce?
staying my but staying but
Good seeing you, Bruce. Stay blessed.
Hey,
man.
I'm an
Bruce,
alumni, not
Hey,
a
Bruce,
fan.
hey. How you
Have a
gonna
great
leave
night,
when I get
gentlemen.
I
on?
am. There's no cowardness. Or there's no cowardice over here.
Hey,
It
Bruce,
takes
hey.
All right,
two.
man.
It takes two guys. It takes both sides on a negotiation.
You can say
Both-
that, but
both
there was
guys
no
have to say
context in
yes.
the negotiation.
You guys-
Exactly.
You guys
We
said
know
no.
what
You guys
happened.
said no.
From day
You guys
one.
said no last. You said,
We know what happened. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
out.
you
Man.
guys said
Y'all
no.
have a great night, man.
You
I'm
gonna
gonna
guys
let
did
you
leave,
know.
you
go.
gonna leave when I get in.
Yeah.
Hey, Bruce, hey, don't run now, brother.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
trying to say USC. He's trying to say USC is cowards, but he's ducking and running because the block's about to get hot.
Brucey.
Now he bust.
What's
Now he's
going on,
100.
y'all?
Now he
Brucey,
100
what's up,
miles.
bro?
It was okay for him to come over here and outnumber me. But as
Brucey.
soon as the
He
sides
gonna
get
run.
even, as soon as the guy's sides get even, he wants to run.
You
But
gonna
we're the
run,
coward.
man. Hey,
We're the
man, I was
coward.
gonna be I was gonna be objective too. You
Nah,
gonna
but
get up here.
we cowards. Though. But my
Hold up.
still cowards though. But
Is that Deuce's?
Bruce?
Is that Deuce's old man?
Yes, sir.
yeah, he's a Notre Dame
Is he a
fan.
Notre Dame
Oh,
fan?
He's a Notre Dame fan.
You Notre Dame fan?
Yeah.
My man, go
Notre Dame.
Irish. What do you think about these cowards from USC running?
Well, I think like now
Y'all gonna be enough of this coward talk. Y'all just
I-
freely rolling it off the
Hold on,
tongue like
I
it's
think-
it's just another word in the dictionary.
Let Pop
I think-
spit. Let
I
Pop
think
spit.
right now the rivalry is not what it once was because of the format of how it is, so it doesn't hold as much weight. I think the worst thing SC did was move out of the Pac-12 and go to the Big Ten.
They asked. Yep, they
And
asked.
I think the worst thing Notre Dame could have done was go to the ACC. If you're independent and you can choose your own journey, you pick the weakest conference in the nation to go play football.
I think that changes. I think Notre Dame, after what happened this year, they're going to look and say, we're going to try and get out of this ACC agreement and either go truly independent or maybe do a 5-game thing with like the Big 10 or the Big 12 or the SEC. But I agree with you on the ACC. They're not good. That's a
See, my
dying
man Bruce
conference.
don't. But see, my man, I've said that to Bruce. My man Bruce don't want to hear that. He's
Well,
stuck in his
The only
stuck in
thing-
his mindset.
The only thing that I was kind of disappointed with at first, I stood with Coach Freeman by not participating and kind of stand in solidarity. But then after I listened to Sam Acho's take on it, I got to backtrack on that because I wasn't thinking about the seniors who may never play again. So you rob them of an experience that they may never get again by going to a bowl game because they were going to go to at least a good bowl game.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I do think that's fair.
Bowl. That's not a bad bowl game.
Yeah, the problem is though, after what the ESPN situation, I don't think they wanted to play with it for an ESPN bowl.
Correct.
And give them all that money and ratings when they kind of screwed us to begin with. I think that's the rationale. Whether it's right or wrong, I think that was the rationale from their perspective. But the thing is with the ACC is you already have teams like Clemson, Florida State. They're already trying to sue to get out of the ACC.
Absolutely.
So it's like
we know Florida
outside
State
outside of Notre Dame, honestly, outside of Notre Dame,
we know Florida State trying to get out of there.
Outside of Notre Dame being affiliated with the ACC, I think you see that conference die off here soon.
Oh, absolutely. Because
I don't know because I think Clemson, once they get the chance to leave, they're out. Same thing with Florida State, and I think the writing's on the wall now with Notre Dame, where they're like, they don't advocate for us. They put us in all their commercials, but when it comes to the ESPN stuff, they'll throw us under the rug as quick as anything. So I think Notre Dame is probably looking at the mirror, thinking we're going to get out of this ACC agreement and either get a 5-deal game with another conference or just go truly independent. I don't know. I don't have that type of knowledge, but
I would say
ACC is going to eventually.
Carlos, man, you're supposed to be mediating. You ain't doing nothing but listening. Let's let my man Brucey.
Yeah.
You know, he's been waiting. He came on here, but he's been waiting patiently.
You see how people running high. You see how people running high when the big dog in the guys when they get off.
Oh, don't be trying to run to the chat, Bruce. Calling me coward. You ran to the chat.
Because the clock is getting hot. That's supposed to be my buddy, man. Supposed to be my boy. So that's a telltale sign that he wouldn't stay on when I come on. So it just told me a lot. Like that meant I don't know what was up with that. Like, damn, he ain't even.
He ran to a safe. He ran to a safe place, Brucey.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I thought he was a little bit better than that. I thought he respected me more than that. But when the big dogs enter in the room, he want to run.
Brucey.
Go ahead, Brucey.
Listen, go ahead, whining about Notre Dame, the cute little girlfriend. Go ahead. I will say this about y'all. Y'all talented, y'all loaded, but the problem is y'all play a soft schedule, and it's just evident. Y'all play a soft schedule. Y'all play one. Y'all play one. Y'all play one. Hold on. I heard y'all arguing the whole time. Y'all play one or two formidable opponents a year. Rest of the schedule is a cakewalk, and that's why y'all didn't make the playoffs. Now I will say this: I wish they did make the playoffs and make the playoffs a little bit better. But don't come on here and sit on here like Notre Dame, this big bad wolf they put on the pedestal like they better than USC. There's no better. USC have won recently. USC have won recently.
Notre Dame beat USC the past 2 years.
Them in the last decade. We've owned USC.
But
let me ask you this:
USC have a football team with Reggie Bush.
Now I was going to say Pete Carroll ain't there no more. Ever since
USC
has Notre Dame runs that.
True, as of late, but USC have been champions way as of recently.
We're talking a decade.
Come on, let them speak.
But how long y'all been? It's been 3 decades for Notre Dame.
We was just in the championship game last year.
The championship? What you talking about?
That don't count. Did y'all get the trophy? I mean, it's cool.
So beating Indiana, Penn State, and Georgia means nothing.
What you got, Brucey? What you got on the USC Notre Dame rivalry ending?
Oh,
that's the topic. That's the topic.
What I got on that? Who cares? Because it's not as. It's not because Notre Dame is not as. I mean, who cares? It's not the same. It's not the same. It's cool. It's cool.
All right, let me ask you this, Brucey. I'm gonna ask you something that you care about.
What?
All right. Let's say Georgia was USC and Alabama was Notre Dame. Played out the exact same way.
Right.
The Alabama and Georgia rivalry ends. What will be your stance on that? Alabama's Notre Dame. Alabama did everything Notre Dame did. Georgia did everything USC did. What would be your response to that?
Wow, but that'd be huge for the SEC. I mean, hey, life will go on, wasn't it? I mean, look.
I mean,
They
Bama
would not be
Bama
saying
has,
that if that
Bama has
coach of
no
Alabama.
business in the playoffs. They lost 3 games. They lost to Florida State, a team that only won 2 games.
But
They're in the SEC,
hey,
so
man.
they get denied.
Hey, but you know they're gonna let the goat goose. They're gonna leave the goat and goose out the playoff. Alabama is the creme de la creme, like I said before, of college football. They're not gonna let the big dogs out. That's the big dogs.
Alabama ain't been cracked since Nick Saban left.
Yeah.
Well, I can't.
We'll see next week when you guys play Indiana. Even though I do predict Alabama to upset Indiana.
That's who I think is going to win it all.
I think Alabama's going to upset Indiana.
Brucey, I will say this: I need me a roll tide because I hope y'all beat Indiana.
I know we play for Indiana, and let me somebody get off, man. Great show, man. I was watching the whole time. You and my man Steve was going at it, but I gotta say this before I get off. Roll motherfucking tide, y'all.
Oh man, get the hell up out of here.
All right, man. Y'all gone, man.
I do got you guys beating Indiana though.
Hey,
all right, man. Y'all
Merry Christmas, Brucey. You stay blessed, bro.
All right, bro.
All right, man. Woo, we done settled.
Can I ask a question?
It depends on what the question is. No,
me and you have our opinions and everything. You know it's all love, Coach. I appreciate you, and I thank you guys again for having me on.
I really have to smoke for Bruce. He keeps calling my school cowards, and then he gonna run away.
Carlos,
get hot.
Yes. What is your take on this? Because I know you know college
Carlos
football.
don't give a damn because it ain't got nothing to do with Florida State.
Let him talk. Let him talk.
Okay,
I know Carlos. All right.
Okay, but Tony, I'm also a college football fan as well.
Yeah.
So, hey, I completely understand your frustrations, Tony, Steve. Like, I completely understand you. Notre Dame, USC, that's one of the premier rivalries in college football. And, you know, I'm pretty upset that it's gone too. You know, Notre Dame, USC is one of the rivalries that's been taken away because of this whole realignment. Like, for example, Bedlam, where Oklahoma State, that's been gone because of realignment. You know, so, all right, so during the debate when you guys were having, you know, I was actually doing my research on my laptop here, and, you know, I was searching up why is USC versus Notre Dame rivalry ending, you know, just for research, right? Just for research. And then I saw here that, you know, Notre Dame was looking for a long-term deal while USC was hesitant to commit due to uncertainty surrounding the future of the college football playoff format and its own scheduling demands as a new member of the Big Ten. So, you know, obviously Notre Dame being in the independent compared to USC being in a conference, Notre Dame has, you know, more flexibility in the schedules. Meanwhile, with USC, you know, they're in a conference that has to play conference games. What?
Keep spitting, Carlos.
Yeah, because, you know, with USC, they're in the Big Ten conference, and obviously they have to play like 9 conference games or something like that. And I'm looking at USC's non-conference schedule, and Tony, your non-conference schedule is not good at all. I'm looking at it right now, and you guys play Fresno State and Louisiana next year in 2026. 2027, you guys play UNLV and Nevada. Then in 2028, you guys play Fresno State again. So obviously, your non-conference schedule is obviously not that good, Tony. But, you know, there's not a lot of evidence to your argument, Coach Tony. And that's basically what I'm saying here. There's a lot of, you know, evidence towards, you know, Steve and Notre Dame, you know. And that's all I got. You know, obviously, I'm very upset at it, but, you know, it is what it is. And
now, Carlos, when you look at Notre Dame's future schedule and this idea that Notre Dame doesn't play anybody, when you look up their future schedules, 27, 28, 29, 30, do you see Texas? Do you see Alabama? Do you see Auburn? Do you see Clemson? Do you see Notre Dame trying to play competitive marquee games?
Yeah, so the same thing what I did with USC, searching up their schedule, same thing I did with Notre Dame. You know, in 2026, they got Wisconsin. Well, obviously, you know, Wisconsin.
They're down. When they scheduled Wisconsin, this was like 5 years ago when Wisconsin was like a top 20-ish team.
Yeah.
And I agree. Next year's schedule, it doesn't look good. But between the 5 ACC games, USC backing out. But who did we replace USC with?
With
the
BYU.
top 12 BYU team that has a freshman quarterback who's going to be there for the next 2-3 years.
Yeah,
so it's
definitely.
It's not like Notre Dame's ducking competition.
Yeah, exactly. You know, in
And to be
2027,
fair, you can say Notre Dame played a bad schedule this year. What other teams started the season playing first 2 weeks of top 10 competition?
yeah, crazy.
Notre Dame went on the road to play Miami and then played Texas A&M at home the first 2 games of the season. Who else did that?
Not too,
Nobody.
not too many.
Nobody else played 2 top 10 teams to start the year.
What you have after that?
Southern Cal.
Nothing till you played
Was
USC.
Southern Cal? Was Southern Cal a nothing team? Are you calling your own?
You had skates all the way to USC in
And
November.
this is another problem. And I agree, Notre Dame agreed to the ACC contract, but is it Notre Dame's fault the ACC's turned into a dumpster fire? Is it Notre Dame's fault Wisconsin turned into a dumpster fire over the last year? When we schedule these games, it doesn't. You can't predict 2-3 years in ahead. But this idea that Notre Dame's unwilling to play competition, you miss me with that.
And who's our conference? Who's on our conference schedule this year and next year, Carlos?
I think y'all play Ohio State.
I asked Carlos.
Okay, so for USC they play Indiana, Penn State.
Where was Indiana? Where is Indiana right now?
What?
Where is Indiana right now?
They're right now in the college football playoff.
And they finish undefeated.
Yeah,
they did.
Okay. Who else we got?
Yeah,
at Penn State, at Rutgers, at UCLA, Maryland, Ohio State, Oregon, Washington, and then at Wisconsin. That's USC for next year.
So it's basically 3 big games like Notre Dame played this year, and then a bunch of shit. I think Indiana and Ohio State.
You can say minus the non-conference, schedule. You can count at least five quality opponents on there right now, right, Carlos?
Yeah, Indiana, Ohio State, Oregon, Washington, right? And I think Washington could be something. Washington?
Wisconsin ain't no pushovers either. You did say Wisconsin, right?
Wisconsin stinks. We play Wisconsin. They stink. I'm not going to credit Notre Dame for Wisconsin this upcoming year. They were a dumpster fire. So why do you get credit for it? This is the problem, though. This idea that Notre Dame plays a Power 4 heavy conference every year. But because they're not tied to a conference, their bad games get over-embellished. But when conference teams play the butt of their conference, nobody says 2 words. So that's a crazy double standard I don't understand. Notre Dame played 2 elite teams.
It's not a double standard. You're independent.
They played 2 elite teams this year. And then they played 2 good teams. And Pitt, you could argue, was good. USC, you could argue, was good. So it's like there's 4 quality opponents there. That's just like any other conference schedule. So this idea like Notre Dame just doesn't play anybody ever, I just don't understand that argument.
It's not the same as a Big 10 conference schedule. It's not the same as a Big 12 conference schedule. It's not the same as an SEC conference schedule.
Our schedule this year was better than any Big 12 conference schedule or any big ACC conference schedule. It's not even a debate. None of those teams played 2 top 10 teams. Nobody. In fact, when you want to give – this is the problem. This is the double standard. We want to hold Notre Dame – they don't play anybody against them. But what was Texas A&M and Miami, 2 playoff teams, what was their biggest resume metric this year? Beating Notre Dame. So you can't have it both ways.
They beat Notre Dame and they beat one in their conference too.
No, the ACC – Miami did not win the ACC. And
you said Miami and Texas A&M.
Texas A&M didn't win the SEC.
I said they won in their conference. I didn't say they won their conference.
Okay, let's dive into the numbers. Who did Texas A&M beat in the SEC? They didn't play a top 5 SEC team, and when they did, they lost to Texas. They didn't beat Alabama. They didn't beat Georgia. They didn't beat Ole Miss. They didn't even beat – I don't even know if they beat Tennessee. Texas A&M beat Notre Dame. That was their best, most quality thing. They might beat LSU, and LSU was what, a 6-7 win team?
They were number 20 at the time.
At the time.
Yeah.
But it's still LSU. They have their own brand, their own standards.
Well, wait a minute.
LSU.
If that's the case, well, then why can't Notre Dame say we beat Boise? Boise's a standard. They were just in the playoffs. Is that a good win now? Boise just won their conference.
Is Boise a top 4 conference?
Are they a Power 4? But hey,
Is they in a Power 4 conference?
Were they in the top? Were they in the playoff last year?
Yeah.
Were they a playoff team last year?
They were.
So it's just like Tulane was a
So it's
playoff
like
team.
all I'm saying is if you apply a subjective feeling, you could justify anything. Now, I don't think Boise was I don't count that as a big win this year. I don't. But based off the logic where we can just, LSU sucked this year, but we know LSU has a standard. I could argue Boise has a standard. They have a traditional standard in college football. So it's like that to me, it's like you got to go by what happened.
Yeah, but LSU standard holds more weight, though.
My point is Texas A&M's best win and Miami's best win was Notre Dame. So you can't tell me they don't play anybody when that's your entire meritocracy to your argument of getting in the playoff was beating Notre Dame. That's what I mean. It's like you can't have it both ways. I'm not saying you said that, Coach. I'm just saying the narrative around like Texas A&M and Miami, where it's like I'll admit I think they deserve to get in. I'm not arguing against them, but don't tell me Notre Dame doesn't matter. And then in the same breath, 2 playoff teams' best metric to their resume was beating Notre Dame.
And they're about to be eliminated.
Who, Miami?
Yeah, they're about to get dog walked by a pissed off Ohio State team.
They
haven't got nothing to be pissed off about, though.
I hope they win.
I also don't have nothing to be pissed off about. I know they feel they should have won that game, but they got nothing to be pissed off about.
Yeah, I'm not selling stock on Ohio State. They're still, them losing Indiana, and if you really argue it, a couple short yardage plays and a missed field goal, Ohio State wins that game. They could have very easily won that game.
Yeah, that game could have win either way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know what
Ohio State.
I get on the competitive side. You want to, you want to win every game. You want to be Big Ten champions. Was it 2 years in a row? I think they won it last year. I get that, but they're going to murder Miami.
I'm just glad that Carlos was here and validated that my correctness in this argument was for a victory.
Hey, but there's a lot of evidence pointing towards Steve, Tony.
It's just the truth.
A lot of evidence.
And it's not a biased Notre Dame fan. If this was like when Texas and Texas A&M and their rivalry ended, I blamed Texas A&M because they switched conferences and they changed everything.
Well, Tulane is in the playoff, Bruce.
Play Georgia.
I'm missing the chat. I got this Houston game on my phone. I got to check the chat. I missed a bunch of stuff. I'm going to check and see what Bruce.
Yeah, that was Bruce. He ran to the chat. I think he's got hot. What do you say the definition of a coward was? But things got hot. He ran to the chat. I stayed here and took the brunt from both of y'all.
I agree. I'm just reading Snead. I would love Notre Dame and Ohio State to play every year. I would love it. Now, we probably wouldn't win because we just can't beat Ohio State.
No, my point is, in my school is not no damn cowards. That's my stance.
Well, that's not a good stance.
That's my stance. That's y'all opinions as Notre Dame fans.
No,
because y'all want to make yourself
you
guys want to look yourself.
All the evidence is.
You want to look, y'all want to make yourselves look big, bag, and tough when y'all was doing the most crying at the end of the season.
What's that got to do with the USC thing? Notre Dame is validated.
Everything is if that thing if
Notre Dame is validated. Notre Dame is validated, and you even.
Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna mute myself and just let you speak, bro.
You even called in and said you'd rather watch Notre Dame in the playoffs. Those words came out of your mouth when you called into Bruce's. You would have rather seen Notre Dame play than either G5 team. That's facts. Everybody who watches college football wanted to see either Notre Dame, BYU, Vanderbilt, or Texas get in over any of those teams. I'm not even going to be a Notre Dame homer. You could make an argument for any 4 of those teams over any of the G5 teams this year, and you'd be right. And then having said that, Notre Dame is not crying. What happened to Alabama was obvious bias. How are you the only team to lose a conference game and not drop?
You gonna allow me to speak on my own show now?
Go on, Tony.
Is he frozen?
No. He's me.
I thought you were frozen. You stopped moving.
Me, I was reading some. I don't know if Bruce and Snead or he said, "Who cares if Ohio State wins most of the time?"
Oh,
That's
they having a side conversation
against Ohio State and Notre Dame.
They having a side conversation.
Oh, okay. Well, I agree with Snead. I'd love to see. Listen, I wish Notre Dame played Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. I wish they played all the regional big schools every year.
They also like to twist your words and throw it right back at you. Who wouldn't want to see Notre Dame in Texas or BYU over the two G5 teams that got in?
I ain't twist your words.
Who wouldn't want to see that, Carlos?
Everybody wants to see it because we want to see.
I asked Carlos.
Tony, can you repeat it? Wait, what happened, Tony?
No, he's trying to he's trying to say that when I called into Bruce's show and said I'd rather see Notre Dame and Texas in instead of the two G5 teams, he's trying to use that as like I should be lobbying pro Notre Dame. That obviously must like Notre Dame or something.
No, you said Notre Dame was crying at the end of the year, and I justified why Notre Dame felt they were robbed.
They were.
So
at least when that happened to Florida State, at least they showed up for their bowl game.
Well, not really. Georgia kind of put it to them.
Well, and at least we showed up.
No, you guys backed out and didn't come at all. At least they came.
Yeah, but
they didn't have the heart to play. I don't blame them, but at least they showed up.
Is the landscape different with 12 teams versus 4 teams? Does playing in a BCS game when there was a 4-team playoff, was that different than playing in a meaningless bowl game in a 12-team playoff? I think there's a delineation there. Why would Notre Dame agree to a bowl game where it's like we're playing for nothing? We have X amount of guys leaving for the NFL who wouldn't play in that game anyway. And then on top of that, with the transfer portal now, the way things are, how are you going to keep guys? I mean, you can say what you want, but it's all facts. That's the landscape we get. Was Notre Dame the only team to defer a bowl game? They weren't. No. Is Notre Dame the only team that's brought up when they talk about who deferred a bowl game? Notre Dame wasn't the only team. This is what college football is coming to with the expansion of the playoff and with NIL. This is how it's going to be.
Yeah.
So when Notre Dame does it, it's their fault. But when everybody else does it, it's okay because that's the new landscape. It's crazy.
No, it's not okay for nobody else to bitch out and not play their bowl game.
Well, but that's how things have been going. NFL draftable guys have been sitting out of bowl games for like the last 5 years. And it makes sense. And now that we've expanded to 12 teams, when you're Notre Dame, why would you risk hurting one of your starters next year, having him tear an ACL? And why would you as an NFL, why would Jeremiah Love play in this game?
Oh my gosh.
Notre Dame, in fact, Notre Dame is the example of why you don't play this, because when Jalen Smith played Ohio State in the Fiesta Bowl, and he was going to be the number 1 or 2 overall pick.
So why would anybody play their bowl games with that argument?
Blowing out his ACL in a meaningless bowl game. And that was
you could get hurt in any game. So why should anybody play? That argument makes no sense.
It's the truth. The way the expansion with the playoff is, it's only going to be more common. More teams are going to back out of bowl games. When it was the Final Four, and
you guys backed out of the bowl game because you heard that you didn't make the you didn't make the tournament, and Alabama did. That's why, y'all. That's not the reason to sit out because you're in. You're not going to do that.
It is a reason
you backed out because you guys were out and Alabama was in, and you wanted to make a statement to the college football committee that you're Notre Dame and you're not going to make money off of us. That is why y'all backed out.
Is college football a business?
I'll be using that. No, but you trying to
college football business.
Say that. Didn't say
college football business.
At least when Bruce got on here, he said that. That was the
college
reason why
football.
They didn't play.
Is college football business? Is it now moving? Is it moving as a business now? The money that's in the NIL, is it a business?
Now it is, yeah.
Did Notre Dame make a business decision? Yes, they did.
They got it. Did.
So, if the money's still green,
a business decision still means that you ran.
Yeah. So then USC's running.
Well, that means you guys are cowards too.
Yeah, I think there's a delineation of
If you want to call it,
in
well,
one bowl game versus canceling out an 80-plus year rivalry.
It don't matter. It don't matter. Running is running.
An extra bowl game that means nothing versus a regular season game that matters. There's no delineation there.
Yeah, that should. Yeah, but
miss
still,
me with that.
Yeah, you can miss me with that too. Yeah,
miss me with
still
that
running is running.
Mess.
You trying to say we ran? Well, y'all is 100% definitive proof that you ran from your bowl game responsibilities.
Responsibility? There's no responsibility. You don't have to play in a bowl game. You never had to play in a bowl game. Y'all ran from a 100-year rivalry.
We didn't run, but that's what y'all want to.
Sprinted. Sprinted.
Yes, that's how y'all want to.
But you know what?
You know what? It's okay.
Since
everybody isn't tired of it to their own opinion.
I can understand why USC ran, given the last 15 years.
Oh, here we go. Oh, because we beat them.
They like to pull out.
They're scared. If that's the case, then why are we playing? If that's the case, we can run for Oregon because Oregon been putting belts to us for the last 3 years.
When they mattered, and they're like, listen.
We should opt out of the Big Ten.
Doesn't benefit us.
If we're afraid that we can't
beat them,
we can't beat somebody, then we shouldn't even play any games.
We be losing by double digits pretty often against this team. I get why Lincoln didn't want this. It makes sense. When I put myself in those shoes, I can understand the emotional argument where it's
get the fuck out of here. No, you're not going to get on. You're not going to get on. No. You might get away with. You can get away with that on the Format podcast. You're not going to get on the Be Ready Sports podcast and spread that nonsense, bro. That is. No, you're not gonna do that.
Listen, if I had to fight the bully,
you're not gonna do that. And here's why.
Fight the bully every day outside
no, you're not gonna do that, and you're not gonna talk over me on my own show either.
If I had to fight the bully every day,
I'm not gonna let you continuously do this.
I'd walk out the back door too.
You're not gonna keep doing that to me.
I'd sneak out the back door and avoid him too.
We're gonna do one more time on it. I'm gonna call this show because I'm not gonna sit up here and talk over another grown man. That's weird. You're not going to do that, Steve. No,
I just did.
You're not going to do that. You're not going to say, "Oh, because they couldn't beat us." That's one of the reasons. Now get out of here with that foolishness. That's your opinion.
It's 100%.
That's 100% your opinion. You're using the records and trying to say, "Oh, that's why." That's 100%. That's your 100% your opinion, and you're not going to do that.
Carlos,
if that's the case, if that is the case, we should not play Oregon because we haven't beat Oregon in the last 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, there's a difference because you have to play them because the conference will.
You don't have to.
You
don't have to.
But at your
we can back out of that. We can also.
When USC has the option, they'll run from competition.
Who else?
When they're forced in their conference, there's nowhere to run. That's the difference.
We haven't beat. No, the thing is just Oregon.
Listen, even when the Pac-10 was still alive, you guys weren't even competing in the Pac-10.
It was. Yeah.
Washington was running things, and Oregon was running things. USC just.
Well, what was Notre Dame doing? It's not like y'all was winning natties.
No, we were going to 10. We were winning 10 wins, going to BCS bowl games.
It wasn't like it wasn't like he was dominating the nation. But you're not going. But no, you're trying to denigrate USC like Notre Dame was just
making Final Fours, or was Notre Dame making Final Fours?
Last year you did.
In a 12-team format we made the championship. But even before that, when it was 4 teams, was USC making it to Final Fours, or was Notre Dame making it to Final Fours? Who? We can go on Google real quick.
No, they didn't. Those.
USC hasn't been relevant.
Here we go.
They just haven't.
The USC is always relevant.
When?
Every year. The name USC is relevant.
Oh, so when the lineage of USC matters, but Notre Dame's not relevant because of their legacy.
When have you ever heard me say Notre Dame was not relevant?
Basically, this entire conversation.
I'm gonna watch back this episode. I'm want to hear one time in this when I said Notre Dame is not relevant.
All I know is
I think my whole argument was this wouldn't have happened. This whole situation wouldn't have happened if Notre Dame would have made the college football playoff.
Yeah, I don't understand that though. I don't think Notre Dame not getting in affected the rivalry, in my opinion. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but I just don't logistically.
It's Carlos can read it out right now.
What?
The reason why they switched it, they wanted the game to go to week 0 was because of the guarantee that we're going back in circles. We talked about this. The guaranteed spot in the championship.
What does that have to do with Notre Dame not making it?
It doesn't matter,
That's what I'm asking. Like the fact Notre Dame didn't make it this year. What does that?
You gotta ask the fucking people that made the decision, not me.
You're the one who made the claim. You said this all comes down.
That's not a claim. It's in black and white. What are you talking about?
If Notre Dame made the playoff,
Carlos,
this year, what
pull up
does
the
that
article.
correlate?
Doesn't it have that in the article?
I'm just trying to
once
ask a clarifying
USC
question.
found out about the guaranteed spot of Notre Dame,
that's
in the
next
playoff.
Year.
That is when they said they wanted to play them in September.
That's next year. I get all that. My question is, you said if Notre Dame makes the playoff this year, we're not having this conversation. And I'm asking,
yes, because they wouldn't have this drama and they wouldn't have backed out, and then that news about them making that guaranteed spot would have never came out. There's a bunch of
why is Notre Dame lobbying for position in the playoff? Like, how does that affect USC? That doesn't make any sense to me. That's where I'm at a loss. Like, USC can still win their conference. They can still finish in the top 3 because we've seen enough evidence. The Big Ten will get multiple teams in the playoff. This is 2 years of the 12-team form. We've seen at minimum 3 Big Ten teams make the playoff. You playing Notre Dame in a non-conference has no bearing because it doesn't go against your conference resume. So if USC goes 11-1 or 10-2 with a loss to Notre Dame, that doesn't affect their Big Ten standing. That's my point. And we see that evidence where multiple Big Ten teams will get in. Same thing with the SEC. Now, you could argue.
Carlos, I'm not about to answer that question again.
If this
Carlos,
was an ACC or Big 12 conversation, Carlos, I think there's some merit
that the
there.
chain of events?
What?
Wasn't that the chain of events?
What was the chain of events?
I just feel like this is an excuse.
That was the chain of events.
I just feel like it's an excuse for USC. That's my honest opinion. It's just a scapegoat to accountability where we don't want competition and we don't want to continue this rivalry because
we don't want competition, but
it's a fact.
We're in the Big Ten
for the next 3 years.
that has
guaranteed
toughest conference competition in the world, but we don't want competition.
I'll give them the credit because
Notre Dame games canceled, and all of a sudden we don't want competition.
They have to play those.
Give me a freaking break. Now, I was being nice.
So when they're forced to play competition in the conference, they have to. But when they have the option,
now it's because they have to.
What's being in a conference? You're forced to play conference.
You don't get the fact that we don't have to play Notre Dame.
We know.
Nobody does.
It's clearly
Nobody does.
Nobody's
entitled to play y'all because y'all independent. Nobody is entitled to play y'all. That's why y'all butthurt and mad. Because y'all like, oh shit, we got this USC's now. We don't want to play in USC, so there's some fucking cowards. We gonna call them names all day. Because
listen,
y'all are mad.
I'm gonna quote Bruce.
USC, we're not running around here still huffing and puffing.
Yeah, y'all
we're not still huffing and puffing about this. You guys are.
Whole show over it.
You guys are.
No, I see a lot of USC guys. I see a lot of USC guys coming out against USC right now. That's where this is. It's like when you're
so because alumni
are calling out.
Man, I'm about to end this show because y'all being fucking ridiculous. So just because the alumni is coming out because they're upset about the rivalry ending. Y'all want to use that as way talking about, oh, go, man, shut up.
Carlos looked everything up that we both discussed, and all the evidence lands towards Notre Dame has merit in this. And there's a reason why USC's own alumni and players are upset and screaming at the clouds right now over this. So it's like, neutral bystander mediator and checked everything. Your own alumni are upset with the institution and Lincoln Riley for this situation. It's just I don't know what other evidence do we need? week 0 proposition, which is not even a proposition. We're going to play in Hawaii. That's crazy.
But you backed out still, so it don't matter.
Yeah, we backed out of playing in Hawaii. How dare Notre Dame?
Notre
Dame didn't move the goalposts of playing home and home for the last 8 years. That was USC's solution. But USC will play in week 2 and 3. What was it? Fresno State and Cal State Fullerton and stuff like that. Congratulations. So even the evidence right within your own schedule is saying they don't want to play Notre Dame. Even if they will, they'll schedule Fresno State instead. But we'll play Notre Dame in Hawaii. Give me a break. That's the most cope answer I've ever
heard. Tony Wabbit?
No, I'm just sick of this. They're using the because us alumni are mad about and going at our university. They're trying to use that as weight for their argument. It's only Notre Dame fans running around here hollering and screaming and crying.
I saw Keyshawn Johnson go on a 5-minute spiel online, hollering, whining, and crying, calling out USC.
Only Notre Dame fans are out here hollering, whining, and screaming.
It takes 2 seconds. That's factually not true.
And crying still.
That's factually not true. USC
they're still crying and still.
Football
they're still crying still.
Are literally going live.
They're still crying.
It's not just one guy. It's multiple guys in media who are calling out USC. I'm not making this up. It takes 5 seconds to Google search it. So this idea it's only Notre Dame fans crying about this. It is. It's not true.
Just because Keyshawn Johnson went on a little rant, that doesn't hold weight to your argument.
Did Keyshawn Johnson go to Notre Dame? Is Keyshawn Johnson a Notre Dame fan?
Oh, he went to USC.
Okay, so then there you go. You're proven wrong within 30 seconds.
I'm not proven wrong in 30 seconds or nothing. I said just because our alumni is going in on our school, y'all trying to use that as weight to
who are they calling out?
Your arguments.
Who are they calling out? Are they calling out Notre Dame or are they calling out USC, Coach?
My bad, Deuce. We've been trying to get you to talk on here. I didn't want you to come on here to be a statue to hear this ridiculous argument that's going back and forth. But you got any final thoughts before you have to log off?
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show. And yeah, that's about it.
All right, Deuce. We ain't gonna be on long. We ain't gonna be on too much longer either. We're gonna get off soon. Pause.
All right, bye.
All right, Deuce.
Nice meeting you, Deuce. Stay blessed.
All right, Deuce. Till the next time.
All right, you too.
You better be dunking. You better be dunking next time we see you post a video. You better get old. You better be dunking.
All right, I'll try.
All right, bro. All right, Deuce.
Okay.
I'm trying to catch this Houston game.
Oh, I forgot the football game's over. All right.
I haven't watched a snap today, Coach. The NFL had no bearing on my day. I wanted to watch NBA today.
I missed the ending of that game.
I was not interested in watching a snap of NFL football. I wanted to watch basketball today, and that's Christmas for me.
Come on. All right, let Snead back in here for a little bit, and then we call it.
Oh, is he popping back at? Oh, I want to hear Snead's take because
Come on, Shaq.
All right. First of all, y'all know damn well that the college football playoff was going to be better with Notre Dame. First of all. Second of all, they did enough to get in and play, and they're playing at a high level for several months. Third of all, you got this SEC. I don't know what it is, some superficial claim like you need to have a certain amount of SEC teams in there just because they think their conference is good. The playoff would be so much better with Notre Dame, with their skilled players and their brand and their following. It's like having Michigan and Ohio State in there. I mean, they really dropped the ball. Just for what? For Tulane? Like that's the conversation we're having right now, man. We let a team that is loaded with pros miss a chance to play in this playoff and make some noise and generate some real money and generate some real buzz and bring all the benefits of what they bring to the table, because the rules are loosey goosey.
But if it was legitimately about the money, then it'll be insane for them not to add them in there. Is that correct?
Here's the deal.
So I don't
The
think them
problem is,
having them out
with the
has
money,
anything to do with money.
I think it does, Coach, and this is why.
Because it wouldn't make if it was about money, it wouldn't make any sense for them not to be in the playoff.
Listen, let me explain. Yes, from a TV ratings and stuff, it will benefit. But the problem is the money came in when you see the power conferences advocate against Notre Dame, because if Notre Dame gets in, they don't share their revenue. Notre Dame keeps all their money to themselves when they get in. That's the difference. So I do think it does come down to money to a degree, where it was like, we can put in these other teams where people are splitting money. Notre Dame gets in, they keep their money because of their independence. So yes, from like the TV networks, sure, they can advocate for Notre Dame because they'll generate ratings. But the problem is the conferences have so much say and at a seat at the table where they'll say, don't put Notre Dame in. And we know the Big Ten and the SEC have a lot of leverage in these negotiations. And I think there's some merit there. Like, I get it.
Did you listen to what the commissioner said, Steve?
What's that?
Did you listen to what the commissioner said the day they did the reveal, the playoff?
Which commissioners?
The commissioner of the selection committee, the playoff selection.
No.
If you go back and listen to what he said, they clearly want ambiguous decision making. Like they said that it didn't matter what happened to Alabama in the conference title game.
Right.
And so then Alabama goes and gets their asses kicked, and then they get in.
Yeah.
So if we would have known that, then we would have expected Notre Dame to not get in.
Right.
See, but we were like all that whole second half of the year, certain teams started to really pick up good steam, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And you started to see like, okay, so this is the real version of this team. Right. Not week 1, not week 2, not week 3. And they even said, like, they're like, we watch the games and we evaluate how the team looks. I don't think they watch as much as they say they do.
Agreed.
I really don't. Because then they wouldn't have gotten those extra SEC teams in there. No way.
No way. Yeah. The last month to argue for Alabama is like criminal. Now I get they went in and beat Oklahoma. You know, credit to them. They got the opportunity and they took advantage of it. But if we're talking before that Oklahoma matchup, everything leading up from late October through November, Alabama did not look like a 12.
And what happened to Oklahoma last week? They got exposed.
Big time. Dude, they got exposed. How do you have a 17-point lead at home and then you just blow it?
Got exposed, man, like a nerve.
It's sad. I mean, you know, I'm not going to boo-hoo. I understand why Miami got ahead of us. I have no problem with that. When I hear Notre Dame fans complaining about Miami, no, I think head-to-head should matter. The context of it being week 1, I get what they're saying, where it's like, well, it's not the same team, but we have actual evidence of Miami. I have no problem with Miami jumping us. My issue is, if that was the standard, why wasn't Miami ranked ahead of us this entire time?
That's a good point.
I have no problem with Miami getting in. My sting as a Notre Dame fan is the Alabama bias, the SEC bias, where they didn't drop as a conference champion loser, and the 2 G5s. And the ACC having this dumb rule where they didn't put Miami in their their conference championship game. That's just dumb.
Well, you know where this is going to go, Steve. This is going to go 14 team. This is going to go 16 team.
Yeah.
They're just going to make this thing bigger, so that way there's a few less complaints. There's still going to be complaints because somebody's going to be ranked 17 or 18,
I was just gonna say.
and then it'll. Bro, I'm telling you, by the end of this decade, there will be 24 teams in this playoff. Watch.
What I think is going to happen, Snead, is this is inevitable. I think you're going to see 2 conferences. I think it's going to end up being the Big Ten and the SEC, and they're going to become like super conferences, maybe 20 teams, 26 teams. I don't know. I don't know the number.
So consolidation. People are
I
just
think you're going to see the ACC dwindle away. The Big 12 just doesn't have the branding. Like losing Texas and Oklahoma hurts. Let's be honest.
Of
It
course.
hurt when they lost Nebraska, but losing Oklahoma and Texas, that I just don't.
And they
know
lost
how
them to
long
the
that'll
SEC.
last. Yeah, and they
Yeah.
lost them to the SEC. That's what like double stings. So what I think is going to happen is you're actually going to see less conferences, and you're going to see 2 basic divisions.
Man,
and it's going to turn into like maybe a 20-team, 24-team playoff is what I think is going to happen.
Man, y'all know what the truth is, what they trying to do, what everybody's trying to do. They're trying to force Notre Dame's hand to get into a conference, which is what they want to do. So they're gonna keep putting. I think they're gonna keep putting the pressure on Notre Dame. Like I feel like the only way Notre Dame's gonna win the Natty, they have to physically go out there and just do it with no excuse.
But there's no guarantee that Notre Dame.
They have a guarantee. If they finish higher
but there's no guarantee that they benefit from being in a conference. Like and then likewise, whatever conference they go to, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be upgraded because they have NotreAme. They might be downgraded in a certain way. Like let's say for example they go into the ACC, right? Officially. The ACC's they're bums, bro. They suck.
Yeah.
You know, so then it's going to be what, king of the world, and then so like nothing really gets accomplished.
So what's going to happen is, Sneed, you're right. If Notre Dame were to fully join the ACC, the same argument's going to be held against them. Notre Dame wins the ACC every year, and they're going to say, well, they don't play anybody.
Right.
So it's like, and I agree with you,
hold on,
and I'm not trying to say this as a fanboy. Where is the benefit for Notre Dame to join a conference?
Steve, hold on. I got to give a shout out to the producer, one of the producers who produced our intro music. I got to give a shout out to my brother Travell Richardson at Beats by the One Productions. Thank you for.
I bet you he's better than DJ Cucumber Slice.
He's way better than DJ Cucumber Slice. He produced our interest music.
Yeah, it's fire.
Funny.
Come on here, Travell, and talk shit about USC like everybody else.
But yeah, Sneed, what are your take? I asked Carlos because he's kind of like.
I want Notre Dame in the Big Ten. That's what I want.
What do you feel about this USC Notre Dame rivalry coming to an end? The evidence you have, and from your perspective, like, what are your thoughts on this thing coming to an end?
Listen, man, truth be told, Notre Dame's the A side. USC's always been the B side. It doesn't have to end. They should revive it. They should allow it to survive. They should fix it. And they should just continue, man. Don't let all that go down the drain, bro. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Retain the rivalry. Restore it. And let this, bro, because, like, college football is tradition.
Yes.
College football is tradition. Like, you could be straight ass water, bro, but you got the rivalry game at the end of the year.
Yep.
Think about it, bro.
UCLA.
That's what makes college different from the pros. Yes, you have rivalries in the pros, but the tradition and pageantry of college hits different.
Don't you agree, Carlos? Fire Lincoln Riley.
Fire? Nah.
Yes.
I don't.
I just like.
He got the whole nation calling the USC soft. Fire his ass.
I just don't.
He killed our reputation in one day. Fire.
Bro, the reason why everybody calls USC soft is because the weather's always perfect, man. Y'all don't know how to deal with the rain. Y'all can't deal with the snow. It gets windy. Y'all are like, oh, there goes my hairpin just fell out.
No, that sounds like a California bias, Sneed. You got a California bias. You hate Cali because you wish you were jealous. You wish you had that good weather. That's what.
Bro, what are you talking about? I live 15 minutes away from a lake, bro. I'm chilling.
Yeah, dude. There ain't nothing wrong. Listen, these cold winters make us.
Yeah, you're really chilling right now in December by that lake that you live by.
Oh, I wouldn't even call that chilling, bro. It's icicles over here, bro. Listen, listen.
Yeah.
Coach T, I went out the other morning to start the car. I jumped out the shower. My beard froze while I was sitting in the car, bro.
Hell no.
Yeah, it was crazy, dog. I went back in the house. My wife's like, "What's up with your beard?" I'm like, "What's up with it?" She's like, "It's frozen."
Not gonna be able to do it. That's gonna be you, Carlos. If you go to Notre Dame.
If I go to Indiana, Notre Dame, Indiana.
You go to any school up there in the north, that's gonna be
Oh,
you. You're a Florida boy. You don't know nothing about cold.
well, and I was just in Tennessee, but the Northeast is a
That's
different
not
animal than
cold.
Tennessee. Yeah, I know
I
that.
saw Steve's face when you were talking about how cold it is when in the 40s and the 30s. I saw the look on his face. He was like, "Oh, that
40s and
cold."
30s.
That's
He
Steve,
called that
Steve is
cold.
gonna walk out just like you see him right now if it's
Yeah, he's
30
gonna walk
degrees
out in
outside.
shorts.
bro. If
He
it
gonna
was,
walk out with shorts and a wife beater in
I was
40
just gonna say,
40.
bro, 40 degrees is like sweatshirt weather for me. But like that's just you go outside. Sneed knows because what was it like 2 weeks ago? We got dumped with snow. We had
Yeah.
single digit weather. It
Yeah.
was rough. Now I'm sure him
Mhm.
I'm closer to the river. I'm closer to the Ohio River. He's closer to the lake, but where we sharing this is like, bro, it gets cold. When you're on the waterfront, you're cold. Like it hits different.
Bro, 40 degrees. I'm outside washing the car in a tank top, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's nothing for us. It's once you get to that like 15 degrees and you get 6 inches of snow and you're like, bro, I got to go to work in this
Yo,
shit.
your hands stop working.
Yeah, dude. I was shoveling snow like, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Maybe 3 weeks ago? 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was shoveling snow. I finished. I turned and looked what I did, and it was covered again. So it's like, bro, this is brutal. And at that point, your hands are frozen. You can wear gloves, but your hands are frozen. It's different. It's
All right,
different
guys,
up
we're,
here.
we're going to open the phone lines up one last time for the night. There's a link in the chat. I can't stay up all night with you guys. You can with Carlos.
No, I'm
I
good.
do have to be in the office at the crack of dawn. Accounting never sleeps. People want to know where their money's going, so I gotta go in there in the morning. Jeez Louise. But I'll open the phone line one more time. We're discussing the USC
Sneed.
Notre Dame rivalry
Sneed.
ending. So if you
Who do
want to
you
give your thoughts on that, go ahead and click the chat. Click the chat. Click the link. We'll take maybe one, maybe two calls on this, and then we'll call it a show. Call it a night.
Sneed, who do you blame?
For the rivalry dying?
Who do you blame?
He wants you to hear you say USC. That's all it is.
Whenever there's two parties involved, you got to put blame on both of them, bro. Honestly,
They don't want to hear that, Sneak.
They just walked. You got to think about it. They walked away from it. They let it die.
I done said that that was my whole argument. Both sides are both wrong, but they don't want to hear that.
You think playing in week 0 is a resolution?
No, not at all. I think you hold tradition, bro, like you always do.
So they should have kept it the way it was.
I don't know why it was so difficult for them to get on the same page on that, man. That's crazy.
You'd have to ask USC, bro. That's the crux of this, and I think you just answered my.
But maybe Coach T was right about moving on from Lincoln Riley. Maybe things do go back to normalcy.
I'm not disagreeing with that because we talked earlier in the year about this. My whole thing, why I say I'd retain him,
and that was before the rivalry ended.
Right.
Yeah, it was before.
We talked, right. And you trying to talk me out of giving him another year. I wanted them fired then.
This is why. You had
that was after the Notre Dame game.
You had the number 1 class walking in the door. You're seeing coaching vacancies come up left and right. One, do you want to enter that competitive market of finding the right guy amongst teams like Penn State, Florida, LSU, Arkansas, Virginia Tech, Oklahoma? There was like 8 to 10 teams looking for a coach.
No, I'll take that back. We could have had Mike Norvell.
All I'm saying is you enter the coaching carousel while jeopardizing the number 1 class. That's where I'm like, man, you might not want to move on right this second. Though I disagree with Lincoln in the rivalry. I agree with your grievances with him as a coach. But it's like when you have the number 1 class coming down the pike, it's like it's really tough to get rid of your head coach who built that class and to retain that. That's my point. Okay, and it's like if you can start bringing in, we all know there's a reason Ohio State is doing what they're doing. There's a reason we've seen Georgia do what they did when Alabama was running at Alabama. It's when you get that type of talent and you can keep it coming. And this is like just the start. If USC can bring in this number 1 class and start hitting top 5 classes, like that's where you can build something. Because as good as the transfer portal can be, the best teams, Snead will know this because he's a Buckeye, they do their damage with the culture, and that's recruiting. Ohio State
Yeah.
has a culture.
He's a very good recruiter. But
So they recruit. Will they get a portal guy here and there to fill needs? Yes. But the biggest and baddest do their development through recruiting. If USC can establish that with this type of class, that's why I say I don't know if you just cut bait with Lincoln right now when he's got this coming in. That was my position.
yeah, they will.
Yeah, but where is he recruiting?
The boosters and the alumni is going to put pressure on them, and their reasoning is going to be because of this Notre Dame rivalry ending. That's going to be the focal point of them pushing for change. I give him maybe 1, maybe 2 more seasons.
This is the double-edged sword that comes with this number 1 class, though. Yes, you might not fire him today because he's bringing in the talent, but what you do with this talent, that may be the fireable offense. Where it's like if they bring in a number 1 class and say they back it up with another big recruiting class, and it's not going to 10
and they come up with the same record that you had last year, you lose.
Then
you still lose your marquee games. You still lose to Oregon.
Then I could see firing him. But I just don't know if right now it's.
But he hasn't won any marquee games since he's been there. Besides, his first year with Caleb Williams, and he went and to beat Notre Dame, he had to play.
He's been there since 2021.
He had to be there ridiculous.
I wouldn't even call that a marquee game when they beat Notre Dame that year, Coach. Notre Dame was like an 8-win team that year. Like, it's nice to win a rivalry. Don't get me wrong. But like that year, they went and played in a BCS Bowl and lost to Tulane. I don't think he's won a marquee game there. So I agree with you, but I wouldn't even consider that 8-win Notre Dame team. That was Marcus's first season. And they were like,
you ain't gonna like this comment.
Yeah.
I guess Ariane Frazier. I think it's your first time on the show.
I mean, that's.
Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel and like.
But you saying they gave Notre Dame an option? That's a loaded problem.
You can't be talking over the host. So Ariane Frazier, thank you for tuning in to our show. I think this is the first time you've been here. Please make sure you like this video, share it with your people, let them know who we are, and subscribe so you know every single time that we go live. I do thank you for coming in, and I've told Steve and all these Notre Dame fans we really 100% don't owe them anything. That is correct. However, rivalries are rivalries. We want to keep them going.
Yeah,
I think
keep
that's
the
tradition.
A silly argument.
Y'all don't owe us anything.
Nobody owes anybody anything.
Notre Dame don't owe us anything either.
No, that's what I mean. It's like you can say that from one perspective, but the other perspective can say the exact same thing.
Yeah, like Notre Dame don't owe us anything either.
So it's like
you guys evident. They're like, okay, you don't want to. Okay, we're not playing, or you don't want to play us. Here's BYU.
The best relationships are always mutualistic, and the best business transactions are where both parties in the business transaction are winning. So they should have a relationship in which both are being boosted. I don't know how you just walk away from.
Yeah.
I remember Rose Bowl games between these two teams. The granddaddy of them all in Pasadena, bro.
I just have a hard time believing that this wouldn't have been continuously mutually beneficial.
Of course it is.
You know what I mean? Like both teams win with this, I think. That's where I just don't understand moving it to week 0, being hesitant about the original agreement. That's where I'll admit my bias as a Notre Dame fan. It's like, why is this all of a sudden a problem now that you're in the Big Ten? You were in the Pac-12 and this was never a problem. So it's not like you went from like –
I respect anybody that admit that they're using their bias.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
I'll admit I'm coming from a Notre Dame perspective, but I do think when you weigh out the evidence, it leans into Notre Dame's favor as far as like I don't think Notre Dame walked away from this. I think Notre Dame did everything they could, and the fact that the only resolution that USC was willing to negotiate was a week 0 matchup, I don't think that's a.
If they never would have changed the terms, this thing would still be going on.
What's that?
if they never would have changed the terms, this thing would still be going strong.
And that's where the context is who was changing the terms. It wasn't Notre Dame. That's where I'm at. Now, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but like if Notre Dame was trying to tell USC, we want to change the dates, we want to change this, but that wasn't the case. If Notre Dame was starting the season already lobbying in the media saying we're hesitant of continuing this rivalry, then I would place the blame on Notre Dame. And as a Notre Dame fan, I'd say this looks weak. We can't do this. This is dumb. But in my purview, that wasn't the case. That's why I put the onus on USC saying, why are you going to change the dates? It's been this way forever. You're hesitant to sign the new contract, and everything remains the same. And now you want to change it to week 0, where it's like now we don't even get to play home and home. That's just, I don't know. Would this rivalry mean the same if we played in Hawaii every year? I would argue no. I think that'd be silly. Could you imagine, Snead, if Ohio State and Michigan were saying, let's go play in Hawaii every year for the big game? You'd be like, this is dumb.
No, sir.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at.
Ohio State accommodates over 100,000 people.
Yeah.
You know, the Michigan, I mean, Ann Arbor, what are they, 112,000 or something?
Like that. High State's over 100,000. They're like 107, 108,000. The Big House is like 110, 111 or something. Big Ten has that. Penn State's another one of those places. They're like over 100,000 too. They got some big places.
I don't know why my mics keep going in and out, but we're about to hit the limit on Instagram.
Wow.
Before the killer live there. So I love this discussion. It was great to have, especially, having it from, USC to Notre Dame guy. The rivalry is going to live on through us because we're going to keep having these discussions. And I'm always going to say, screw Notre Dame. And he's going to always say cowardly USC are cowards. He's going to keep that position until the rivalry picks back up again, which I know it will.
2030, let's pray. 2030.
I don't think it's going to pick up with Lincoln Riley there.
I don't think Lincoln will be there by 2030.
No way.
The way the alumni is cooking him right now.
No.
He has a lot of pressure. He has a number 1 class, just like you, Mitch. If the USC doesn't compete for the Big Ten championship next year, I think you're gonna have this conversation is going to start. And the first thing they're going to start with is you killed the USC Notre Dame rivalry, and you got that on your resume.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll bring it back. That first year he's gone, bro.
And I'm gonna say this. He tried to do the same thing when he was in OU.
Yeah.
He tried to kill the OU Texas Red River rivalry, and we hired him.
He doesn't want expectations. He doesn't want accountability.
I think that was because Texas was going to,
and
then they ended up going to the SEC anyway. Because that was around the time Texas was going to the SEC.
What's disappointing for me is that I don't like USC. I'm a Notre Dame fan, but I respect USC. They're one of the 5, maybe 6 top football programs historically in this great sport. I just don't like how they're capitulating to Lincoln with this. That's what is frustrating.
I think it's a sign of desperation in a way. They're just giving him all this control.
I just don't, and I don't think he's merited that type of this isn't a save.
I think they're just trying to give him the respect over his name.
That's
but
where it's like
it's going to come on now.
What do you do at his last stop, Coach?
It's LA Sports.
Yeah.
What do you do at his last stop?
He ran when it got tough.
Damn.
Like if
he ran from OU until he go to the USC when.
And what did he do before that?
When OU went to the SEC.
And what did he do before that?
Where was he at before OU?
Wasn't he at Texas Tech as a coordinator?
And then before that, wasn't he in the pros in Arizona?
Wasn't that Cliff Kingsbury? Or am I confused?
Somebody gave Lincoln Riley a job in the pros.
No. Let me hold on. I'll get all of his jobs. His
I
like
can't
previous
remember.
3 or 4 jobs.
I might be wrong, but I thought he was a coordinator with Kingsbury when he was at Texas Tech.
Right.
I think. I'm not positive. And then from there, he may have
And
taken
Austin
over.
Reeves, man.
Austin Reeves is out, bro.
Yeah,
Reeves
man.
ain't playing.
I think that answers our question earlier that he came back too soon from his injury.
Yeah. Luca's playing, I'm seeing, but I didn't see Reeves.
All right, so USC. Before that, it was Oklahoma. He was the coordinator and quarterbacks coach before he became the head coach.
Uh-huh.
He was at East Carolina in 2014, assistant head coach, OC, and QB coach.
Okay.
He was at Texas Tech as a player.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of.
He makes a valid point too here. As a Miami fan, I want the Miami to play UL. I'm getting Florida every year. They ended the series in 1987 when Steve Spurrier became the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Miami had played Florida and Florida State every year since the 40s. So, yes, there have been a lot of rivalries that have ended for crazy reasons, but we're never gonna like it.
I remember when Nebraska left the Big 12 and their Oklahoma game, their Texas rivalry, like they left that for the Big 10. I remember when Texas A&M left the Big 12, went to the SEC, and we didn't get to see Texas A&M anymore. And with
what's crazy is they're in the SEC now. They should bring
now it's back. Yeah, it's back only because Texas joined the SEC. But with this conference realignment, you're just going to see, in my opinion, you're going to see the Big 10 and the SEC. This is eventually going to come down to 2 mega conferences or divisions. I don't know what you call it. But I just don't know how the Big 12 is going to compete. I don't know how the ACC is going to sustain when you already have their more traditional schools trying to lobby to get out of the ACC. And then once those teams leave, Notre Dame's not going to do their five contract deal.
You got to look and see what happened. Look what happened to Oklahoma State after the Oklahoma State OU rivalry.
Yeah, and they were a top 20 team when Texas and Oklahoma were in the Big 12, and ever since the
Oklahoma State used to play Texas, and then that was their big money games, and they are like a G5 team now.
And that shows you, like, when you're headliner.
That shows you how the power of losing a rivalry
affects everything around you too, because now other recruits are going to look and say, I don't want to play in a Power 4 conference where the best teams are leaving. I think recruits look at that. Because Oklahoma
State's 2 biggest rivals left, OU and Texas. They left. And now look at their program. It went to
it's bad now.
But all right, Sneed and Steve, man, I would love. I can talk to you guys about this all day.
Yes, sir.
I like you. I love your passion. I didn't do this for no win or loss. I did this to vent and get my frustrations off my chest. I just did it with the Notre Dame guy. I didn't come to this with the attitude of a debate.
I did.
And
I won. I was victorious. Moral victory for the king of the chat.
Carlos, I didn't come in here with the debate.
To it. Carlos gave me the victory. I just want to say, Coach and Carlos, thank you for having me on. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I wish everybody blessings in a safe holiday season. Sneed, I appreciate you. Carlos and Coach, thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. And it's all love, Coach. We'll argue.
I can't stand you.
I'm just kidding. It's all love. We won't agree on this rivalry, but we agree on bigger and better.
I think it'll be back. I just think it'll be after you guys.
I think
after they do the home-to-home series, the contract of these home-to-home series that we both got to do now because we got to fill that spot. I think it'll be back, but with a different coach.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lincoln Riley be out of there. I don't think it's gonna be hard for him to get another head coaching job after this. He put a lot of pressure on him.
If things don't end well, it's going to be difficult. Like, do I think some lower tier team will probably get it? Probably, but he's not going to get a marquee job if this doesn't work out at USC.
That's in our life. Carlos.
Yes.
Go ahead and do the spiel.
All right. All right. So let's see here. Like, share, subscribe on our YouTube channel. We're live on YouTube right now. So hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so that you get notified of when we go live, So like, share, subscribe. Should be scrolling down the ticker right now at Be Ready Sports Podcast on our Instagram. That is where we post our sports news, podcast clips, anything podcast related. That's where we'll be on our Instagram, sports related. Here is Theron West II, one of our athletes that we interviewed on this podcast, Silent Fear Online. That is his clothing line, Silent Fear Online. Donate to Zelle, not Cash App, 954-664-8962. That's where you can donate to the show. All proceeds will go towards the podcast to upgrade the show. So donate to Zelle, 954-664-8962.
And we got a big surprise for y'all. When we get to our 1 year anniversary, the show's, I'll give y'all a hint, the show's gonna look a lot different.
It is indeed. Pickup Portal. We interviewed him back in August. He's coming back in January to speak on his updates, his renovations about his business. So basically the Pickup Portal is basically if you're a coach that needs players for the weekend, you're out some players because they're sick or out of town or whatever type stuff. The coach can just simply go Pickup Portal, pick up players that he needs to fill those positions, and then boom, ready to go. The coach is ready to go. But if you're a player that wants to play for that weekend, you can put yourself in the Pickup Portal and you can get connected with a coach to play for that weekend.
And I want to thank Arian Frazier for becoming for subscribing to the channel. Thank you, Arian Frazier. We greatly appreciate it, and you're going to see more great episodes like this in the future.
Yeah, so Pickup Portal, he was just doing baseball. Now in January when he speaks on his new updates, he'll do basketball, football, soccer. He'll do way more other sports. He'll speak on that in January after the new year. Casey Velez, our first soccer player that Tony interviewed. You guys can check that out. Like episode, I don't even know, episode 4. You can subscribe to his YouTube channel at CV7 Rocket. That is Casey Velez. Subscribe to Remy Payne, one of our guest that we interviewed, the first actor that we had on this podcast, at Remy Game Football 5250. And then here's a new one. I was in the chat for this show. William Miller, the motivational speaker that was on last episode, on episode 90. Very great guest, very, professional type guest. He is, a very professional guest. He does sports as well. You guys can check that out in episode 90, his show.
Why you take his
I never did. Okay, it's williammiller.com. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay. All right.
Woo! That was a lot. Our spiel is getting longer and longer. We're going to have to figure out a way to shorten it up. Maybe we'll do like a video like Bruce does with his spiel.
We might have to do that.
Because it's getting a lot to say at the end.
Yeah.
All right, you remember the countdown, Steve? You remember the countdown, Steve?
I think so.
How we ended the show, basically.
How we ended the show. How we end the show. You remember?
I think. We'll figure it out.
Let me do the countdown. Carlos will do 3, 2, 1. Then I'll say to be ready. And then you'll say stay ready.
Okay. All right.
Ready?
All right. 3, 2, 1.
To be ready.
You got to stay ready.
And we out, y'all. We're going to see you guys on Saturday. We're going to have Camden Velasco. I think I pronounce his last name. We're going to bring another youth football player on here, and it's going to be an awesome episode. See y'all Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And then Sunday, we're going to wrap this weekend out with another South Florida basketball phenom. I believe another 7th grader. Carlos may know him. Mr. Trey. I can't pronounce his last name.
I guess we'll see.
Michak, something like that.
I guess we'll see.
We'll see. All right. Till next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. We're out, y'all. Peace.